Check. Yeah. Mic check. 1 2 1 2. What's going on? What's going on, y'all?
What up? What up?
What's good? How's everybody?
Weekend, man. It's another day. Shavonna!
Giovanna, what's good?
What's up?
What's up with it?
Yeah.
Bino, what it do? He's still on mute. Help his soul. Anyway, welcome to the SPS podcast. Make sure you all like, comment, and subscribe. If you see something that you like, if you want to join a panel, the StreamYard link is indeed included in the chat on YouTube. We welcome y'all for part 2 of our discussion, F them kids. And we're going to get right back into it like we never left. And guess what, CJ? She made it back. She back.
Extra.
Hey, Sneaky, you could definitely click the link and join the panel if you like too. I think that'll be a cool conversation, no matter what CJ be talking about. All love. Y'all ready to get to it?
Let's go.
Oh
All
yeah.
right. Cool. Well, let's get back into it, man. I think I'm gonna bring the numbers back up one more time. I think Bino wasn't here when we discussed it in part one, so I'd be curious to get his take on some of these statistics. Also, if you have chosen a statistic from before, maybe pick another one that stands out to you this time. We had a time to sit with the topic for a while. Let's see if there's something else that might resonate a little better. So, by the numbers, children, love, and relationships. 16% of children live in blended families. 1,300 new step families are formed each day. 40% of families in the U.S. are blended, with one partner having a child from a previous relationship before marriage. 60 to 70% of marriages involve children from a previous marriage failed. 80% of stepchildren function well on developing outcomes, including academic success. 44.7% of black women are childless in the United States as of 2020. And as of 2022, there are about 4.15 million black families in the U.S. with a single mother.
Mm.
We're going to let it sit for a second. Let me know when y'all see when y'all want to talk about. We're going to keep going and get right into it.
Man, you already know I hit like 5, 6 of these things.
I know you hit them all. I'll start off with one that I think that comes out to me. Hey, Giovanna, you got the one you want to speak to?
Yes.
Okay. I'm going to keep it real, y'all. I think I want to talk about the 44.7% of black women that are childless and single. Now, I think that if we being honest, y'all, it goes against a lot of what we hear people talking about when it comes to black relationships. It seems as if most dudes claim their standard is we don't want a woman that's got kids and she can't handle her kids. But it's like, yo, if 44.7% of black women are single, what the hell are you talking about? I can understand that being a standard if that's what you don't want and the women and that's your preference. But why is it if there are black women that are out here that do not have children, why is that number of them being single so high? You see what I'm saying? Right. Now I know that's a whole nother rabbit hole, but I would expect for so many men to have the sentiment of I don't want to date a woman with children. It wouldn't be so many single black women. You see what I'm saying? It seems as if that was the case, there would be less single black women. If the standard was we don't want women that are actually with children. If you got 44.7% that are without, why do y'all think these men ain't in the relationships? That's an open question.
Brittany!
Yeah, let's welcome our other Brittany, Sadia. What's going on, y'all? What's good?
Hey,
How y'all doing? Y'all want to bring the stats back up?
Yeah, y'all started early. I thought you were going to play your music and everything.
That's what I thought too, Brittany.
Yeah.
That's what I thought too.
Jump straight into it. I was like, nope, we gonna get it right popping. Mm-hmm. Nah, I appreciate y'all though.
Y'all on Caucasian time today.
No, for real. What? It's a Saturday. I know y'all got stuff to do. Brittany got the sun in her face already. You know what I'm saying? She got the selfie glow. Like, no, we gotta get to it.
Your skin definitely is popping over there, Brittany.
You feel me?
Thank you.
Giovanna's like, all right, y'all, listen, I'm about to get away from this computer screen here. It's Saturday, you heard me. Before the Super Bowl. God bless them Steelers. But anyway, pardon me. My bad. We're going to bring them numbers back up, y'all. And again, I'm going to read them one more time. And Saudi and Brittany, make sure y'all pick y'all one when y'all want to talk about. And I'll go back to the question I posed based on the one that I saw. So by the numbers again, 60% of children live in blended families. 1,300 new step families are formed each day. 40% of families in the U.S. are blended, with one partner having a child from a previous relationship before marriage. 60 to 70% of marriages involving children from a previous marriage that failed. 80% of stepchildren function well on developmental outcomes, including academic success. 44.7% of black women are childless in the U.S. as of 2020. And as of 2022, there are about 4.15 million black families in the U.S. with a single mother. I'm gonna leave it up for a while because I know I kind of zoomed through that kind of quick. Let me know when Brittany and Sadia just give me a head nod or a little salute to let me know that y'all got the statistic that points out to y'all, and I'll take it off the screen.
Okay, I got mine.
Sadia, you good?
I'm fine.
All right, dope. So based on that, back to my original question: if for most men, at least on YouTube, when we having these conversations, it always comes up they don't be wanting women with children. They don't want black women with children, right? That's always like, well, if you got kids, blah blah. Well, if that's the case, why is it 44.7% of black women that are single? How does that like the math don't make sense to me? Like I need somebody to help me understand that.
Were they
If
single
the
or
stats don't show it,
childless?
single and childless.
Single and child. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
So I'll start with majority of the time, some of these women's actually, from what I talk to, from some of my friends, which are males, like the women, they choose their career over their relationship.
Mm.
So they're so dialed in that they don't really they try not to have any mishaps on on that ladder trying to go up in that process. That's why after getting his perspective, I kind of see what he means about that. And
Okay.
far as actually like trying to start a family and move around, majority of the time she just focus on her career that she'll eventually get to it when she get to it, and
My
hoping that
next
it's not too late during that time.
and the
That
question I
makes
have
sense.
about these men is saying they want women without children. Do they got kids? Because
That's a
how you
good
gonna be
question.
saying I don't want nobody without kids, and you got five running around here somewhere that you with five different baby mamas.
That's a fact.
That might be the reason why he don't want to date nobody with kids. He already got a whole busload.
But
Well,
it
look,
don't make sense. Like the math not mathing.
it
The
Like
don't.
math is
Yeah.
definitely mathing because if a woman can have 4, 5 kids and still get a man should be able to have 4, 5 kids and still get a woman. Don't do that.
no, for
Don't do that.
sure. But for me, it's like me personally, I don't like dating people without kids. Like
Without kids,
yeah,
Right.
because I feel like now for me it just holds like I have to give you a kid if you want a kid. Like I have to like a lot of people without kids don't understand what comes with a child. So it's like they're not able to understand it. So that's why I don't like dating people without kids. Like
That's fair.
a part of me agrees with you. I prefer to date a woman that has a kid, but at the same time, if the woman that doesn't have a kid also has a good, successful career going on, like her life is still locked in and solid, I'm cool with her. Now, if she just
no, for sure.
doing nothing with her life, she just a rock on the road, and she ain't got no kids, like man, go away. You ain't even doing that. You ain't got no kids. What's your excuse? Boredom? No.
You mute. You mute. Jay, we can't
Jay,
hear
Jay,
you. Mm-mm. Nope.
no.
Can't. Okay.
Now you got technical difficulties.
Can y'all hear me?
Yeah,
We
we
can
can
hear
hear
Yeah, I
you.
you.
hear you, know.
I know that was a struggle.
Management got managed on his own.
Bino,
Now,
what's
CJ,
your thoughts
what
on
you
that
feel?
topic?
Oh,
You said
okay, go
what?
ahead.
What y'all
Bino,
got? What y'all
but no, we still can't hear you.
can't hear me?
We can hear you, Bino. We can't hear Jay. But we were saying, go ahead and if you can, Bino, give your 2 cents on it.
I ain't hear nothing. I ain't hear nothing y'all was saying. I was trying to get it right.
Oh, okay. What was his question, CJ? Go ahead and spit it. I know you can do it just right.
What man? Look, look. Based off these numbers, y'all wasn't here for it last night, but Javon and Jay saw me point out 5, 6 of these things I thought was just ridiculous.
Oh,
First off, that
Okay,
four.
so
I
what's
was
the five,
watching.
six things
Look,
that you
let me go
thought
ahead
was
and tell you, I
ridiculous?
was watching it before I came up here because I didn't know if it was gonna be some stuff I needed to go back on, double back on with you. But you were all right. So yeah,
You would have lost. But that 44.7 number, I feel like it's too low.
right.
But
I
I
didn't.
just saw the other day that
Uh-huh.
this is the most families that we have had in the US for like African
Really?
Americans in a long time.
Okay.
So I'm a little confused on the numbers, period.
Only reason why I could agree with that is because we not getting killed and lynched as much.
Where that source coming from though? Sometimes you
Statistics.com.
gotta check the source on them stats. No, I'm talking about on them black families. I want to know where that source come from and where they got them numbers from.
Check, check, check.
I
You
mean,
heard me now?
There
You
we go.
good? You
I'm
good?
not sure where
There
the
we
numbers
go.
came from. I'm not sure where the numbers came from, but I don't know where y'all live at. But just looking around, I see a lot of families, black families, that I didn't see before. So I don't know.
I'm gonna tell you what I think. I think this is what be confusing people a lot of time when statistics are thrown around and people do take the time to do the work to give you the real numbers. Is that sometimes your reality doesn't reflect what goes on in the majority of the United States. I think that's one
But
reason
this was a
why
news article, and it was 73%. It was
of
73%
what 73% of what.
of people having families nowadays, and that
Okay.
number used to not be 73%. It used to be under 50.
I want to know the
So
source so I can argue that shit.
okay, well, I'll find the source and I'll make sure I post it for further context.
Okay. I think I missed the point. So you all were arguing that the numbers that were listed were lower and that it's more than what's seen. Was that the
I know
argument?
that 44.7% of black women are childless. I call BS.
What you think is more or less?
Less. I
You
feel
think
like
it's
it's like
more?
30. I
Really?
feel like
Why do you
there's
say that?
more. I feel like there's more women with kids than without kids.
Mm,
You
okay.
gotta
What
talk
makes you say
about
that?
age range when you say that though, CJ. That got to go with age range.
Yeah.
You got to put some age to
I
that
give you that.
conversation.
I give you that. But hell, based off the ones that's younger than me, I see more than with kids than ones without.
I agree with you, but I'm at the age where, of course, I'm gonna see the kids. We
Yeah.
at the age now. That's what I'm saying.
Like my sister now, 26, about to have her first kid. All her friends that she grew up with had kids way before then. All, and I mean all of them. Like when I mean, I'm not exaggerating that word. All of the friends she had kids. Hell, one of them had kids before she graduated high school with my sister. So
But
all of them had kids
but
before her.
again, I think that that's the beauty of this show and why I love the statistics because sometimes it'll make you think outside of what you see and what you know. Right? We got our own experiences with a lot of this stuff, and I ain't gonna lie. Most people on this panel, we are above average of a lot of the stats and the problems we talk about, and so
Well,
that's
some
why I
things.
love
Well,
some things. Yeah, because
I
sometimes we on
ain't
bullshit.
I
Yeah,
ain't gonna
we
do that to
we we on
myself
our
now,
bullshit.
man.
Yeah, we be
I'm
on our
right there
regular.
with the niggas on some
Yeah,
shit,
we
man.
sometimes we're on our bullshit, absolutely. But I love it because it at least makes the conversation honest because we're speaking to the people that are outside of either who we know, right? On this YouTube panel, people can click on from all over the world, not even just the US. But our concern is black people in the United States. So I know the numbers might seem weird, but to Giovanna's point earlier, there are a lot of women that are career driven to the point to where children aren't necessarily on the menu. You feel me? Like that's just not where they at with it. And I think that most people are opting out of marriages at huge rates. So it makes sense that if women don't want the rings like they used to, and if you had some women that were willing to forego it to even have kids, it makes sense that there's a proportion of women that just ain't with it. They not with the parenthood. They're not with none of it. You feel me? It kind of makes sense to me. Am I tripping?
Nah, you ain't tripping. I know I keep. If I'm tripping, y'all do my camera look crazy, bro?
No,
You
it look a little ashy.
It look ashy, right?
Yeah, I think you might have cleared it up. Might have been a smudge, brother.
Oh, okay. All right. I'm sorry, y'all. All right, go ahead. I'm sorry.
Oh, you good. You good. You good. So, what other stats stuck out to y'all? Which one reached out to y'all? Anybody?
Man,
Hey, I'm sorry, man. Listen, y'all gotta forgive me. I'm back on board. A lot, I've been having a lot of loops and shit going on. I've been fighting and struggling to get in place. Can you run those numbers back one more time?
Absolutely.
So I
I
can
got
get
you.
involved.
I got you, brother. Let's get to it. 16% of children lived in blended families. 1,300 new step families are formed each day. 40% of families in the U.S. are blended with one partner having a child from a previous relationship before marriage. 60 to 70% of marriages involving children from a previous marriage that failed. 80% of stepchildren function well on developmental outcomes, including academic success. 44.7% of black women are childless in the United States as of 2020. And as of 2022, there were about 4.15 million black families in the United States with a single mother.
That's good. That last one good, right?
Yeah,
That's dropped tremendously low.
that's a fact.
I see what Saudi was saying. So she said like 70. She see more. Okay, all right. I mean, I can.
Yeah.
I think those numbers are better from when we was coming up.
Absolutely. Absolutely. I can agree to that.
For sure. Yeah,
I think that's real.
Oh, bad. So I say that 80% kind of stands out. I know this one that I don't think we talked about last pod. And to me, it kind of reflects that I think we're getting it right. Because, you look at step parents as bonus parents, and it seems like sometimes when, the parent and the husband and wife, or either maybe they wasn't husband and wife, once that parent split, sometimes it kind of called chaos with that child and stuff like that. They're not focused in school. They're angry and things of that nature. But to see that higher percentage of the kids actually being successful, especially in academics, it speaks volumes.
That's a fact. And I think that, like you said, Javon, to your point, I think that as people that are on a panel talking in front of people, we have to start preaching more to the reality of the outcomes we want, because complaining about what is already happening ain't gonna fix it. Now, I ain't gonna lie. This the thing. If you opting out of it altogether, I don't even have a problem with that, because I think that so often we like to infuse our opinions on other people's preferences. And it's like, you can do what you do, but we can't argue the numbers of what's happening here. You know what I'm saying? And I think that people have to be more open-minded if we're trying to get the black family, black people to another echelon. And to the other point, I don't think we were ever as bad off as it seemed. I just think that we're always portrayed that way. And so these numbers quietly speak to the loudest of us. The worst of us is the loudest. And sometimes it can silence those that are actually doing it right. You feel me?
Right.
I don't know. That's just my point. But anything else you wanted to add to that, Giovanna?
No,
the 80%. That was it.
That was just that. It looks good. And I hope it continue to grow and stuff like that. Because sometimes, you get with someone, they have kids. Sometimes that other person may not feel like they even want to be involved with that child. They're just there. But to see it actually reflect that, it seems like there is some type of involvement. Sometimes those step parents are actually probably better parents, than the other person on the other end as well. So that's good. And I think we need to keep that going.
Why do you think that the step parents' perspective can be better? In what ways would you say that? It's a great point. I just want you to elaborate on it a little bit more. I actually agree with it. But why do you think that other perspective can provide more value than, let's say, the two people that created the child?
No, so I think I probably worded that wrong.
I could have interpreted it wrong. That could be me. Could be me.
No, I'm saying, add value. Yes.
Yeah, what you got,
what I was going to say was, I missed the part you said because I had technical difficulties myself, but I think the step parent can add because they're fresh eyes to a situation. And the person sometimes gets so caught up in like, Lord, I'm just like, this child is get on my nerve, but the child like, and someone outside like, do you know he only acts this way when X, Y, Z happens? So maybe that might be a way as well for that step parent to kind of, bring something together that they both couldn't see.
And to your point, Brittany, I think a lot of times we tend to naturally think that a woman or even a man that has a lot of children is an experienced parent, and that ain't always the case.
They just experience that.
Yeah, you just experience that making them. You ain't experienced that raising them. You heard me? And so I think a lot of times people, like parents, be trying to figure it out on kid 2 and 3. The first one is just like, I don't know what the hell is going on. We learning together. By number 2, you like, I kind of got a groove, but I ain't go over there. But I think that to your point, it would be easy to miss what a step parent can see coming in, because either you already got your routine of doing it, or you ain't so much of a professional the way you can't use that help. You need them extra pair of eyes, because you ain't got it figured out, yo. And again, like, this might sound crazy to y'all, but I got one daughter, and I believe, I'm good with that, because it's gonna take all my fucking she takes all my focus now to just tap in on her and to get her where I want her to be. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's a lot, bro. And I'm not saying that
she's getting older, you might be okay, but people that have it like 1 year old and then boom, have another one,
yeah,
it get real quick. Okay,
that's a fact.
Yeah,
fucking fact. I was talking to my mom's the other day, and I hope she don't mind me sharing this, but we were just chopping it, you know what I'm saying? And one thing she said that struck me is she was like, y'all got to realize that for her oldest sons, like myself and my brother, she was like, especially my oldest brother, she was like, we grew up together. I never heard her put it that way because as our children, we never saw it that way. But context matters, and I think sometimes even with children when they grow up, you tend to forget that your parent is a person as well. You feel me? Like they more than just mom and daddy. Like they were humans that going through life, and you popped out. So I
But
think
that's
that go ahead, Bino.
that's why it's good for parents to give their kids clarity when they get to a certain age.
Right.
Because me and my mom was the same way. You feel what I'm saying? Like I never looked at it like that. But as I got older and I thought about the age that she had me, which was a teen mom, you feel what I'm saying? A lot of things that kids might hold to their heart or to their mind, to their parents, if the parents give them clarity and give them retrospect, it'd be more understood. It's the relationship, you know what I'm saying? So yeah.
That's real growth right there. Because I did the
Yeah.
same with mine. When me and my ex-husband broke up, I apologized to my kids. I'm like, that's not the household I thought I was going to bring y'all up in. So I apologize that we couldn't make it work. And, y'all have to deal with it. So just having those adult conversations is very much needed with your kids.
Yeah.
No, I definitely feel that, Brittany. I feel like at the end of the day, they're little adults, like they're little humans. So it's like you can't always just say, "Oh, this is because." Like you really do got to break it down and be like, "It's
Right.
because this, that, and the third." And I apologize. Like I apologize to my daughter all the time because it's like I can't be mad because I'm going through my own shit. Like like. So it's like sometimes I do get overwhelmed or overstimulated, but it's not your fault. Like
That's real. That's real. Any other statistics stood out to y'all?
And they all stood out, man.
Say what?
But surprisingly enough, for this one, for me, for the
Mhm.
stats this time compared to our other pods and our other stats, I'm actually impressed by those stats.
Respect. So we getting it right, one statistic at a time. Anybody else want to speak on it anymore, or y'all good? Y'all want to move to some more?
I mean, I was gonna crack a
Spicy
joke.
stuff.
I said it's 1,300 step families being blended every day. Find me one, okay?
and that's what I love though. Like I love that stuff.
It's
Because
real.
It goes
Yo.
back. It goes back, Britt, to like what Saudi. I heard what Saudi said when I was trying to get my stuff together about she rather have a guy with kids. I agree with her with the women's side. I'd rather have a woman that got kids.
Right,
You feel what I'm
me too.
saying?
Right,
So
right.
so it goes back to where people knowing what the fuck going on out here and adjusting. That's what's going on. You know
It's
what I'm saying?
easier.
And that's the
Definitely.
key word though, adjusting.
Mhm.
Yep. So how hard do y'all think it is for someone that's a single parent to adjust and make room for someone else in their house? Like, do y'all think that's easy or hard?
I think it's hard. I'm not even gonna say hard. I think it's complicated. I mean, I don't even want to say complicated. I just think it's like
It requires work.
yeah.
I'm about to say a process. It's gonna.
Yeah.
You got to understand that's going to be a process to get to that point now.
And what does it look like? Okay, I'll take that. But what does that look like for a woman
For
that
me,
yeah, for a woman trying to make space for a man, and for men, y'all tell me what it looks like for y'all creating space for a possible stepmother. But go ahead, Saudia.
oh, I'm being a stepmom to somebody else.
Oh no. You creating space for a stepfather.
Like,
what does that look
okay,
like for you as a
For a
mother?
stepfather, like I think it just starts off slow. Like you ain't gonna meet me Monday and then Saturday you spending time with my kids. Like, So I just like it starts off slow. Like I have to feel like 100% comfortable around you before you ever, meet my kids. So it's like a lot of people don't meet my kids, and that's just what it is. Because we don't even make it that far.
Right.
Well, what do you think is what's your window for when a man, like, is it more of a checklist thing, or is it more of a time sensitive thing as to when a man will meet your children? Saudia.
It's more of a character.
Okay.
Like
I got a feeling.
Yeah, I gotta, like Brittany said, it gotta be that gut feeling. Like, it's certain situations that, like, I could really, like, vibe
Can I
with
butt
you,
in real
then-
quick and tell y'all what all y'all got to do is look for? All y'all got to look for
What we gotta
when
look
it-
for,
how the dude treat his kids.
Exactly. But if we're talking about a person who doesn't have kids, it's different qualities that I have to look for. Like, I have to be able to see, like, but that plays a fact, like, how do you interact with children? Like, are you a children?
Yeah.
Like, are you a children person?
Right.
Like, how do you treat your mother? Do you have a relationship with your mom? Do you have a relationship with your family? Do you just like,
Right.
like, it's different stuff that I look for. Like,
Right.
That's real. Okay. Brittany, you want to? How would a single mother create space to for a stepfather to step in? What does that look like for you, or what advice would you give for a woman trying to make space for a man?
I can't get no advice. Shit, I'm trying to find a woman. That
No, and that's fact, really.
but I do understand that I am a mother of three, and I know there was some CJ kept hollering last part one about three baby daddies. I got one baby daddy. My ex-husband is the father
No,
of
I didn't
all of
say
my
baby
kids.
daddies. The number of the men is irrelevant to me. It's the number
Okay.
of the kids. It also matters
So CJ,
how you the
I'm a
mother
four for
are with
four.
those kids.
So
Because if I see you with your kids and they all like, they good, they straight, they not wild, name baby's kids. All right, I'll talk
CJ,
to you. But
CJ,
if
Okay,
your
well you
kids
keep
out
the
here
limit. So
shooting rockets, throwing
whatever,
them gang signs,
whatever.
if they know sexy red songs, bruh, you a dub. Like no way.
Right.
There's
hey,
no way.
CJ,
That's a
then you gonna
dub.
come across the ones that got five, right? They got five kids, but them motherfuckers like 5, 8, 9, 7, 6. Like,
The
God,
numbers are
dang.
too close.
They
Like
but
won't.
you
what?
They
popped
won't
them
be
Okay,
waiting
out
so
on
like
no
okay,
6
pause.
weeks.
Pause. What do they have to do? Because, like I said, I'm a 4 for 4. I have 4 kids, 4 baby daddies. I'm talking about 13, 11, 10, and 2. So I fit that category.
No,
That
yours
does,
is older. I didn't say that. I said
No.
but
She
they're
said
four,
stair
category
step.
as
5,
far
6.
as
When
yeah.
they younger and they back to back, you know what I'm
So
saying? Like,
basically,
it's a
don't
little
expect
different.
if you have multiple baby daddies and multiple children that stair step, don't expect to have
When they
a
that
man
young,
Oh
it's
no,
not
no, no, no,
hard.
no. I
no,
think
no,
I
no,
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 think
no,
listen,
no, no,
no,
no,
no,
no.
no.
We
I
specifically
will give
talking
context.
about me.
No, 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 no,
Me.
no. I'll give you more
I'm not.
context to you,
I'm not.
Saudi. I got you. I got you. I know what they're trying to say. What they're saying
yeah.
is, from a man's perspective, based on how far apart your children are and how young they are, for a man, it speaks to how involved or uninvolved your
They have
baby
to be.
daddies can be. No, 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 not they're going to be how involved you are with the men you had children with. Because if they still young and they're stair step, that means there might be a man bouncing in and out. You feel me? Like this might be
That
a
too.
problem with me. You get serious because y'all just created a life 3 years
It's the
ago.
same.
You see what I'm
It's the
saying?
same. It's vice
Mm,
versa.
or
You got a
maybe
No, baby
5 month
daddies
old,
can
but you
creep
telling me
in.
you ready
is
to have a
that
family. It's the
is that
same.
is that what Strata said, but also to add on what he said, for me, I was thinking about that, but more so is when they that many and they that young, it's a different type of motherfucking parenting you got to do. It's a different type of freedom you're not going to have. It's a different type of
mm.
patience that the man got to have to
Okay,
deal
I
with
can see it. I can
4
see what you're saying,
toddlers.
Bino.
You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying? Like, my nigga, like, I can't be like, yo, son, I need somebody to be 13, somebody to be like 10.
You need a
No,
child
but I
babysitter.
get
What you
what you're
talking about?
saying
Okay.
because it do
okay.
take a lot when they that young. Like,
Yeah.
Okay. See, I thought y'all were gonna complete. I thought you were saying because there was 3, 4, and 5 by different men. Like, damn, lady, you switching them like them men like draws. That's what I thought y'all
but
was
you,
gonna go
yeah, they talk
with.
about how
Well.
much is like the environment and the
Hmm.
co-parenting.
Hmm.
I
Right.
see what you're saying.
And shout out to Sneak. She said it took her 10 months before she met CJ daughter, and she was still nervous.
You
Hold
goddamn
on.
Ah,
right.
I'm missing
you better
You
something.
be with
goddamn
them.
right.
Exactly.
You
See, you
better
need.
be.
That's what I'm saying. B, you can't
Goddamn
take
right.
pause off, bro. Like she was in the chat jumping last time.
Yes,
Gave her the link.
last week.
Damn, I
Give it
can't
a
take
week.
days
Hey.
off. CJ done snuck
Uh,
my inner.
But no,
Damn.
it be like, but it like on CJ defense, like it really do be like that. Like it take a long
Hmm.
time, and then when you meet
Right.
my son or my daughter, I still be uncomfortable because it's like, are you gonna be here 10 months from now?
My
Right.
damn
Like,
You
dog.
right. Mm-hmm.
mm.
Mm-hmm.
Giovanna, what's your perspective? As a woman, you don't have any children, correct? Technically, yes, no. Okay. Let me just frame the question.
She a
What do you
stepmom. You a
think?
stepmom, Jamana.
So
yeah.
so I can answer your question.
Bonus mom? Okay. Yeah. Handle your business.
All
Handle your
right. So to
business.
answer your question, I would say I think it's easier, for the father to trust the woman. What she has
That's
kids
a
are not
bar.
feminine, and it's because majority of times women or we're more nurturing,
Mm-hmm.
in that process. And our character do. Majority of time, how character will reflect. Or she asks them about the kids, and that speaks volume. If she asking about your kids, how your kids doing, how's school grades, and all that stuff like that. And then two,
Hmm?
more so for as a woman trying to bring a man in, especially if she had kids and some of them are daughters, it opens up a whole nother perspective that you had to look at to trust that man around your daughter if you're not there. Of
That's a
course, that
fact.
man still need to have some character, some stature of character as well, and showing the qualities that he actually do care about his kids.
That's a bar.
Hey, that you, I will agree with you a certain extent. I think it's the transition is easier for women than men, but it still ain't. That still don't makes it easy for men. Because for me personally, when dealing with women, like all right, I have good co-parenting relationship with the mothers of my kids, right?
Mhm.
And women have tendencies of not y'all particularly on the panel, not women, I'm just saying in general, they have more jealous and spirits, jealous energy and stuff like that. So, and I have experienced this, you feel what I'm saying? So I know, like, it could be easier, but I need a whole mature woman to understand. I haven't dealt with any of my baby mamas in years in no type of adult way. You know what I'm saying? Everything I have dealt with them is straight co-parenting. But you got other women and other guys out here who be dipping in and out with their baby mamas and baby daddies. So what the energy that comes towards me is like, I don't like no side eye questioning shit. If I told you what I told you, then I told you that. That's what I stand on. You feel what I'm saying?
I got
So
something. I mean,
if you bring me that bullshit energy, like yo bullshit ass energy off when I'm on the phone with my baby mom, bye. Because at the end of the day, she gonna be here forever. You feel what I'm saying? Like they're gonna be here forever as the mother of my kids. They're never not going anywhere. So it makes it tough in that situation if I can't find me a mature one to understand that. Because I understand that nigga gonna be around forever if he take care of his kids. You feel what I'm saying? I clearly understand that.
Transparency. As long as y'all having that conversation, it shouldn't be a problem. But you gotta also realize in certain situations, some people have experience where what you said, they're dipping back and forth with their baby mama. So if you're getting with someone, as long as that transparency there, like you taking phone calls in front of her. So
I think it's about
hold
boundaries
on,
as
let
well.
me go. Right,
Man,
yeah.
I took a
Definitely
phone
boundaries.
call before in the past, bro. That shit didn't work neither, bro. That's
Would you ha and kiki?
No, it ain't none of that. It ain't none of that. But see what I'm saying? Even if my mother say my son, he did something, and she like, she said, do you know Ma did something? And I laugh and she laughed. That's what? What the fuck? We laugh. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Say, we can't laugh. That shit
saying?
crazy.
That shit
Hell
get
no,
weird.
put it on speaker. Put it on
This
speaker.
what
That shit get weird, bro.
Y'all funny.
Too, damn it.
No,
Y'all are
I
hilarious.
want to laugh too, Brittany. Like, what's your
Exactly.
what was your
No, you know how they gonna be. What y'all kiki for? No, man. They not gonna talk about that.
Y'all trying to link up tonight? Oh, y'all thought they were fun? Okay,
But you know what? While Bino was like saying it, I was thinking about something too, just from like an experience. Sometimes you get involved with people and they be jealous of your child, like as
That
far
too.
as like the attention that you give your child, or like them like not being a priority. So I think some people can't handle that.
That's G. I think that who you date and their past and how they deal with children and just how they were raised, it definitely plays a part in how y'all gonna deal with each other. Because like you said, when it's just you and them and y'all are kicking it, that's cool. But like you said, she got to go from girlfriend or future wife to mother real quick. You know what I'm saying? And be changing hats and shit. And if you're dealing with someone that's not a parent, it takes a special individual that isn't a parent to do it. But I do think that they can acquiesce just as well, because I know that kids matter, right? But I think it has more to do with the character of the person, regardless as to their children. You feel me? Like, if you're a good person, you're a good person. If you're a flexible person, you're a flexible person. So whether you have children to show that or you don't, it speaks more to your character than the number of kids you got, which is why, like, if Giovanna was in a situation, I think that her character, whether she has children or not, it's going to reflect whether she has them physically or not. And I think that we can see that. Like, women, if you with a dude who ain't got no kids, you can tell whether he's father-like or not. You know what I mean? You ain't got to physically see it. Now, you got to vet a little more. I agree with that. But I do think that this is a character thing more than a physical child thing.
Right, and it's vice versa. We know plenty got kids that damn sure don't need them. I mean,
Right.
No, facts.
Hey, yo, it's to a point, Strata. I heard you say something like, you gotta be a mother real fast. I'm not courting myself, or I ain't trying to be out there. But what I'm saying is this: they ain't gotta be a mother of my damn kids. They got mothers. You could be an auntie or something. You feel what I'm saying?
No, we're not doing that weird childhood country
No,
title
it's
where,
just
hey,
like-
that's your auntie.
Nah, yes we are. Yes
No.
we are. Yes we are. Yes, I
no.
am. Okay, y'all not. I am. You know what I'm saying?
So time
Because
out.
That's crazy.
Yeah, give me more what you're saying, Bino. Give us a little bit more. Give us more
Y'all
context.
let me go. I can give you some more. So my thing is like, all right, first of all, for me, right? I got, me as a father and the mothers of kids, they, basically like this. They come over for the summer, they in the crib. You ain't gotta be no mama to them. You don't have to be. I'm just gonna be their father. You know what I'm saying? Now, if you get to a point where, okay, you know how you could go over to your aunt's house or something like that, and they give you a mom vibe, but it's still like a balance as an aunt. Like, they like. It's hard
as kicking it with her or y'all boyfriend and girlfriend.
Yeah,
what are y'all titles?
It's like, all right, it's like this, man. It's like this. If you want to ask that question, if my kids do something, let me know. If they do something to a point where you don't, first of all, moms yell, right? They yell. Sometimes they discipline fists. Don't do that to my kids. You feel what I'm saying? Because you don't have to. I know my kids. Y'all know y'all kids. You know if you got badass kids, the man got to yell at them. I don't have that. I have well-mannered kids. So if you one of them aggressive ass, because that's what I'm trying to explain to y'all. That's what I'm saying. So if she's one of those mothers that yells at her kids, you don't have to be a mom to mine. You yell at yours, but you ain't got to yell at mine. You don't have to be a mom.
I see what he said. He's speaking to.
I mean, I don't think that would be the type of woman you even talk to.
Yeah, I see what Bino said.
Brittany, that's why I say I'm not putting myself out here. I'm just giving it a perspective of how technically a step parent ain't always got to play that role.
The role, I see
the
what you're
mom
saying.
or the father. That's all I'm trying to say. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah, I think that goes. Yeah, because from part one we spoke about that.
I'm not about to be a father. I don't like. First of all, it has to be. The kids have to grow up with me for me to feel comfortable enough to play father to your kids. I will play mentor. I will play advisor. I will play uncle. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm going to take them to the court. I'm going to take them out. You know what I'm saying? But I'm not going to never feel comfortable being a father to your kids, especially if they already done reached the age of 9 and 10. You know what I'm saying? Like, I got to catch them early for me to feel comfortable enough to do that. You feel what I'm saying?
That's real. Before we move,
I don't feel that.
Before we move any further, hold on, y'all. Talk about. No, we're gonna get to it, but let me get these 2 comments, and I'm gonna let y'all get back to it, okay? Ayana was bringing up some good points. Shout out to Ayana. She said, understandable. As long as you make him or her feel secure in your relationship, that's cool. I think she was talking about the transitioning and making room. Second point, she said, if you just kicking it, then you should not be to the house with your kids. I'm just saying.
Left alone.
She's speaking the casual part. But now back to what Brittany was saying. What part of what Bino said do you disagree with, or what do you need more context for?
I don't agree with you got to grow up with them to be this father figure, or you know what I'm saying?
Yeah, you do.
Because
I don't think so either.
You gotta let it get it out. Yeah, gotta let it.
Again, I can only speak from personal experience right now. Like right now, my kids, they might see their dad, but they got, my dad, my uncles, and, all of that as a village. But if I were to introduce someone, I would want him to be there for them to, like you said, yes, give advice. But if he gets to the point where say, you know what, you being more of a father to me than my dad, and he wants to be like, is that okay if I call you that? I was like, no, man, I'm still Uncle Marvin.
I go with you with that. I go with you on that one. I go with you on that one. So even if I use the grow up part, we have to at least build that relationship where they come to me as a father.
That makes sense.
Okay, I can agree with that. Okay.
That's fair. So
I'm with you too. I'm with you what you said too.
So it sounds like it's really all about proactive boundaries, and we're talking about people that you're seriously with. Yeah, like as long as you're proactive with it, like I was saying in part one, like my main thing with my daughter is none of the steps involved on my side or my ex-wife's side, like my daughter getting dressed by herself or going to the bathroom or taking a bath, that's something only me and her mom does. You feel me? And it's not so much that we don't trust the partner. It's just that, like I said earlier, you never want to put your step person in a position to where they have to defend their integrity. Because if you, as a parent, you got a biased eye anyway, because you're going to protect, love, and believe your children 9 times out of 10. Right? You know your child can be on bullshit, but I say to keep it healthy, don't ever put the step parent in a position to have to defend their integrity. It should never be called in that way. Let them show you they ain't shit, and if y'all don't work, y'all don't work. But don't make a scenario to where it look crazy between the step and the kid because a boundary wasn't there. Exactly. Now everybody's on trial, and there's people that love people on both sides. That shit can get real nasty. off a misunderstanding. You know what I'm saying? So that's my thing with step families. Of course, I'm co-parenting, so I'm with it. But yo, keep yourself out of dumb shit, yo, for real.
My fault, man. My
You
mind
good?
crazy. Brittany said Uncle Marvin. That shit funny. as hell. Marvin was a badass nigga though, but I'm talking about Pop.
Yeah, that's my dude.
That's my
That's
guy,
funny.
boy. But go
That
ahead.
is too funny.
So I just
We
asked
go.
like a solution for that.
Yeah,
So
sure.
I know before on part one we did talk about the healthy boundaries, but more
Mm-hmm.
important, like a solution is like patience. And like Brittany mentioned earlier, being transparent in that process, because it's not going to happen overnight. And then definitely communication.
I'm about to say, yes, ma'am. Communicate.
Because people, sometimes women, especially because women, sometimes we probably need more attention, and you just like you craving this attention, but this guy is giving all his attention to his kids. Just look at what he's doing with his kids. What kids like? I think CJ was Minecraft.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
She was playing with her. And they connected off that. How
Right.
you gotta look at what more than one way to connect with him and that child in that process, and be patient, and that you
And what
somewhere you may
The
get
mom or the father can help with that as well too.
right.
All right. Well, I like that solution, Javonna. Let's put it into some role play. You and CJ. Let's do it.
yes.
Let's get
No,
this
bring
going.
Sneak
Hey,
up.
before
Bring
y'all do the
Sneak
role
up.
play, can I say
Yeah.
one thing? Before y'all do the role play, and y'all can go ahead. I just want to make this because I meant to say this. I'm almost to a point where I'd rather deal with a mother that has kids whose father is in their life. But y'all go ahead. It's way more easy.
We're gonna get back to that. I like that
Yeah,
point.
yeah.
All right. So Javonna, what does the solution look like in a real conversation?
Can we bring Sneak up for that?
Bring up who? Oh, you want to bring up Sneak? No. We know it ain't that. We know it ain't that. That was funny. I like that shot too, by the way.
Act like she's Sneak, CJ. Don't act like she Peach. I know how you treat us. I want to see how you treat Sneak. Go ahead.
Right.
That's wild.
I mean, like, I feel like the conversation would be easy.
Yeah. Let me. How does this conversation look to where y'all are having this healthy communication and setting a boundary? So CJ, I'm gonna see if I can give a scenario. You and Javonna been kicking it, and
Sneak.
now you and Sneak been kicking it. Like she Sneak for this example, and so you're trying to communicate a healthy boundary, proactive boundary to Javonna, and Javonna, you respond with what your concerns would be as an outside person coming in, and go.
God damn. Shit. I didn't set up nothing with Sneak. I literally just did not have her around my child.
Stop talking to me. Talk to her. Don't talk to me. We watching.
Peaches, go ahead and set it up. Peaches,
Yeah.
set it up. Ask about baby girl.
Yeah.
Oh God.
Oh, CJ, how is what's your daughter name?
Leah.
Oh, how is Leah doing? She's still doing
She
good
not.
at school?
Yeah, she's straight. She's doing good.
Oh, that is so good because I know you probably be on her.
I don't,
Just like her
man.
did.
I don't really be on nothing. She asks a bunch of questions, I give her answers, and she pretty much go from there.
Oh, that is so good.
When you gonna
What's-
meet her?
Oh, I gotta go into that.
No, I'm just saying.
Yeah, like no. Let's say you. All right, so I'm gonna
Oh,
reframe it
okay,
again.
so-
I got you, Sadia. So y'all in a relationship. You done met his daughter. Y'all cool, but what to Javonna's point, she said y'all gotta have good communication on what these respectful boundaries look like.
And
Have
how
a
it's
conversation
not-
about them boundaries. Yeah, about what he expects, what you expect, how y'all gonna be proactive in setting boundaries as step parents, and go.
I got
Oh, okay. Hey, CJ.
What up?
When's the next time Leah's coming over?
She'll probably be over here this weekend. I gotta pick her up, so it'll probably be here Friday.
Okay. I know Leah likes to play Minecraft. I picked up a gift card from Walmart. I thought it would be nice if we could all just hang out and like play the game. I don't know.
I mean, shit. If she's down for it, I mean, if she's okay with it, y'all can play.
Okay.
I can't guarantee you nothing because the way how
Hey, can I
many
put a
is.
bug? Can I put a bug in Saudi ear? I'm not here, but I'm here, right? Saudi.
Yeah.
Act like you against the Minecraft shit.
I don't like
Yeah, you don't like her playing the game that frequent. You don't like that. You don't like how often she plays Minecraft. Go.
oh, this is crazy.
Yeah.
Cause like I wouldn't say that about that though. Like 'cause that's not my child.
Man, let me go
Damn.
find a wig
Because
or
I'm about to
something,
bite
man.
your head
Y'all
off if
can't
you
do
say
that.
That's what
so.
I say.
That's
I
what I'm
tried
Hey,
it.
I was gonna bite. I was waiting on it.
Put
I was
Brittany in
gonna
that
bite
bitch.
her ass on.
All right.
Fuck you,
Put
I
Brittany
can't
in
play
there.
Minecraft.
Let's throw Bit in the box. Let's see what we got,
We gonna
man.
hold it
I
down.
would never ask CJ about his daughter playing Minecraft because that's none of my business.
Okay, all I heard was that because I'm about to say my phone went out. But okay, so we on Minecraft play too much. Is that what
All
we
right, now
on?
this
Yeah.
what we got, Britt. This what we got, Britt.
Oh Lord. Okay.
You and CJ been together for a while. You met the child, and either one of y'all, I don't care which one, somebody is setting up a proactive boundary with how you around the kids or what you do and what you don't do. What does that sound like in a conversation, a real conversation?
No. Okay. Okay.
No, give
Proactive.
her the same example. Leah on the Minecraft too much, and you got to tell her that, like, look, CJ, it's too much. That was my scenario.
Yeah. I mean, so I would come and be like, hey, babe, look, what's your daughter name? What do you call her? What's the mini me? Mini me is just playing Minecraft like 7 hours a day. I feel like she need to focus a little bit more on schoolwork. Do you think that's something that me and you can talk about, or maybe you can talk to her yourself about it? To see what's what.
All right, so boom. As long as I've known Mini Me, I ain't never heard her make a C in class. So as far as I'm concerned, she gonna play Minecraft. Plus, it's the most PG thing she can play that I'm allowing her to play. She don't play no other games at my house. So
You
if she
don't
want to play
think
Minecraft, I'm gonna let her play.
so? You don't think that's too much TV time or anything? Like maybe we can just maybe take away 2 hours. We go to the park, or we read a book, or we do something else other than just into TV and just so much electronics.
Well, I asked Mini Me probably like an hour after she woke up what was her plan for the day. If we want to hang out, go out, or we want to have chill mode. She decided on chill mode, and in chill mode, that's a game day. And she doesn't pick chill mode that often. So the fact that she wants to be at the house today, that's what we're doing today. Maybe tomorrow we can do the park, but today we ain't doing nothing.
Okay, park it is tomorrow morning.
All right.
All right, switch
I
me with
like
Brittany.
that.
Switch me with Brittany. Don't switch me in.
No,
No,
I
because
got it.
Gino
No.
just
I got it.
You got it now, Javonna. All right, let's change it up. Let's do Javonna and Bino there, because y'all seem like y'all want to get in the box. Let's make it happen.
Hey,
Yeah, look, look, when I get in the box, you hear that ding, ding, ding. Look.
Right. Ding, ding, ding. Let's get to it, y'all. Round two. Fight.
Hey, I want to do. I do want to say something before we go, Peaches. Before we get in our fake relationship conversation, right? I do want to say, do y'all notice? Do y'all notice Brittany got some type of thing will make her hair blow? What's she doing?
Yeah, I don't know. I
AC.
think it's
She
the
got the
AC.
window down, the
It's
AC
the
blowing
AC,
up.
dog.
And the AC is on.
Yeah, the thirst trap. It's the AC thirst trap.
Because
Man, AC
because
is
it's
60-degree weather.
70.
The AC, the
Hold
glow.
on. Let me see. Look, I had to put the visor down because the glow had made my phone so hot it shut all the way off. I said, hold on. And it is 78 over here in
Okay.
North Carolina. Yes.
Oh
So
My
God.
bad. My bad. My bad. All right, let's go, Peaches. Let's
All
go.
right, and go.
What's up,
Hey.
Shawty? What's up, baby girl? What you doing? How you doing, baby?
What's up?
What's going on with you?
So I want to talk to you about something that I feel like is kind of important since we have been dating roughly 10 months now.
All right, what's up?
So I know that you do have kids, and I see how well mannered your kids are, and and how you take care of your kids. Um, if we're gonna like continue to be serious, which I think we kind of are at this point, I know I'm seeing your kids once or twice. Can we possibly talk about how my role in, not saying I have a role, but how I intervene with your kids,
Yeah, we could talk about that. Oh, that's a damn conversation right there. Shit.
it's more so, trying to set some boundaries because I'll say I'm not here, to replace anyone's mother, but I do care for your kids and want the best for them, and I'm just trying to create that positive space. So what does that look like with us?
It looks like a group conversation. If we're gonna take it there, I would like for my kids to be with both of us so we can both explain where we going at in our relationship and what role and what role that you're going to play so they can understand. I wouldn't want to just tell them that on my own. I also would want to have the mothers involved in that conversation as well. So we can all just get to a settled understanding of that you're about to be here and that you're going to be a bonus mom for them. So that's what it's gonna look like. We, when we had that time when they come down for the summer, say we all gonna sit down, call the moms on the phone. We gonna handle that shit. I got you, shorty. We all good, baby. You know what I'm saying?
All right. Monkey wrench. Cause see y'all in here like this is motherfucking
y'all live in a
right.
perfect world.
This some lifetime shit. This some lifetime shit.
We ain't living in no perfect world. We live in my world, and that's how that shit gonna go. That's how that shit gonna go.
Hey, Vino, I got a monkey wrench. Go ahead, Javon. Hey, Javon, here's a monkey wrench.
So
It's with a baby mama that you really don't like at all. He just said he gonna bring them in on conversation. How would you handle that? It's a baby mama that don't fuck with you.
If it was a baby mama that don't fuck with me, that bitch ain't gonna know shit.
So
No. He
Go ahead,
said
Javon.
You might fuck with her, but Javon
She
don't
right,
like her.
don't fuck with her. Right. What
Oh,
that
you
sound?
don't-
What you feel me?
All right, so Jamani, act like you don't fuck with one of my baby moms. Then go ahead.
all right, so I know that I may have, I'm gonna say Brianna and we had some beef back in the day or so like that. As a woman, I don't move past that. However,
Fuck that
I
bitch,
think
yo.
that
Fuck
No,
that bitch.
no.
All right, go ahead.
no, she's still the mother of your child, and I have
right.
to respect her in that
You
case
right.
as well. And I think I would like to have like adult conversation. For where we at now, if you can kind of do that before we actually have that group conversation, because I don't want that to spill over. And I just want her to realize that there's no beef or anything like that. If I want to be here, and I'm gonna be here, and I'm gonna treat her child just like if they're with mine.
Well, I'm gonna support that conversation, but I just want to forewarn you: if she be on that wretched ass shit she be on, then leave that shit go. Let that shit be, and we just gonna goddamn do how we gonna do. We gonna give her this. We gonna give her that. We gonna give her that opportunity. But you know how that bitch is, man. So goddamn.
Nice to her. Don't call her that.
All right, I don't call it
you
to her. Yeah, but all right, you know how Brianna is, man. So like, we gonna do it, but bro, I'm just gonna try to tell you, man. Like, you feel me? Like, it might not go the way we wanted to go. So with that being said, you just gonna have to just support me in the back cut for a little bit until, you know what I'm saying? Because everybody grow at a different pace, and we gonna pray about that. You know what I'm saying? We gonna pray about her. I'm gonna continue to try to work on her.
He done called a bitch. I'm gonna pray about it. Smoking.
But yo, that's how I really am. Like, I'm not even fake with y'all. This how I really am, bro.
Conversation.
This how I really am, Britt. That's how I really am. I'm not even fake with y'all. This how that shit would like. I'm telling y'all what I would really say to my shorty off the rip. If I don't got none of that type of big mom, but if I did have a Brianna, like yo, play the cut, man, because you already know how she gonna go. Like sometimes lies are good. Sometimes manipulation works out for the best of everybody.
Holy shit, he's going there.
Okay.
I respect it. I think that was productive. What y'all think? What y'all think about the role plays? I like Brittany's approach. Go ahead.
Only thing I want to add to Bina and Giovanna, you said you wanted to have a group conversation first, but to me, you and Giovanna need to have that conversation before you bring the kids in, before you bring the baby mamas in. Like, what are we going in
As
as
far
a
as
team?
what does it look like?
That's what we're
yeah.
doing. So this is what we're doing. No, listen, y'all miss me and Giovanna relationship. We've been dating for 10 months. Y'all already seen the kids. Y'all missed that whole conversation. So now she at a point like, all right, now it's to a point like I done seen the kids once or twice. We've been to 2 months. We about to take this shit to the next level. What's going on? We already know what we got going on. Now we got to include the side people by it, the kids and the
But
you know what I'm saying?
I don't think so, because it's like I only been around your child like
How you
twice,
saying
so
but and I'm the man, you the woman. Listen when I'm
but the thing is, what does that role look like for
they my
me?
kids and they my baby. So she asked
And
me.
I
So this,
understand that.
so
I
her role
understand
is
that.
when she
Right.
her role is this. Her role is, she wants to be more involved, right? She wants.
But
so
what does that look like? That's what I'm
oh
asking
my
you.
God, I'm about to tell you what it looked like. I'm about to tell you. I'm about to tell you. So with that being said, see, me personally, when I think about my kids, I have a 15-year-old. I have going on 8 and 7. You feel what I'm saying? So my thing is this, like my thing is at that point, they are old enough to understand that dad has been with my mom. He, you know what I'm saying? This is another woman. So I'm not just gonna say, yeah, go ahead and be a mom, go ahead and do what you got to do without letting them know that this is what's going on. So that way, if they know I'm giving the green light to her, then they're going to respect me because I'm the father. That's why I said, one of y'all had said, that's why I said, not only should you have a conversation with your partner, you should have a conversation with your kids too. Because
I think to speak to your point in the context, I think the context he's trying to add, Sadia, is that the age of the children matters to who's involved in the conversation and when.
I understand that. I
Yeah.
understand that 100%, but that's still not answering my question.
Oh,
My
she's
question
trying to ask,
is,
what does it look like? Like, what does
it
that
look like? Because
physically look
you
like?
specifically said you do not feel like if like disciplinary, you don't want your partner to discipline your children. So this is why I'm
Right.
asking you, what does it look like? So now I know y'all didn't
It
have the
looks like a group
conversation.
conversation. We never got a context of the group conversation, but it's like, listen, this is not your mom, but she's gonna play that. Like that's part of the group conversation.
But that's still
Respect
something that we need to have off
respect her
the
as your
side
mother. Respect
too,
her.
as
Respect
well.
her like you would respect your mother.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? That's why that's
Right.
part of the kids being in the conversation. Listen,
I think
I
it's
this is
been
about to
understand
be
that, but still, the conversation needs to be had aside because you're telling me that, but then it also goes if I'm allowed to discipline as far as not yelling and speaking my mind and just being that figure. I also need for you
Wait,
to be
it
able
looks
to
like
back
this.
me
All right, I
up
got you. It
and
looks
not
like
have.
follow my suit. It looks like follow my suit. If
Okay,
you
well
don't
there we
see,
go.
if you don't see me yelling, you don't need to yell. I don't have because I don't
That's
have to
fair.
yell. You feel what
But
I'm
I'm
saying?
also saying is in some situations I can be the I can not yell and I cannot do that. But if I'm saying, oh, I think you should do X, Y, and Z, and then you coming back at me and say, oh, that's not your mom, and I don't think like you could be like, oh, that's not your mom, so you don't really have to do that because I said it's okay. That's
Okay, so to answer your question again, to answer that question, it goes back to what we were just having the one-on-ones, like with when you had with CJ, with Britt had. It's like ask me, like if you like with the Minecraft thing, she talked to CJ like I feel like this, and he said what he said. So before, if you think it's a different way I should go about parenting, then have it with me first. Have that conversation with me
But if
before
you're
you
not
try to
like,
correct my kids without me. You feel
but
what I'm
if you're
saying?
not there, because the example too was you was left, I gotta call you. If you're not there and you trust me to discipline your children as far as letting them know what is acceptable and what is not, and I do that, and then you come and back at me, this is what I'm saying. This is what I'm saying. Like, what does it look like as far as are we going to respect each other, being able to lead and being able to know the boundaries that was set? And not undermine each other as well, because that's part of the process as well.
Yeah,
That's
you're
a bar.
absolutely right. So that comes.
Go
with
ahead,
that,
Britt.
with that
After
comes is child.
Bino.
With that comes with trial and error. So it's trial and error and patience, like Javonda said. So it's like if it's a situation where I don't agree with or you don't agree with, it's like we'll talk about it. It's communication. You know what I'm saying? Everybody, we ain't gonna all get it right at the first time around. You know what I'm saying? So to answer that question that you answered, it goes back to patience. It goes back to understanding that there's going to be trial and error and a little bit of communication between the partners. You feel what I'm saying?
A lot of communication.
You know what I'm saying? So
what you got, Britt?
What I don't think is necessary, because I already understood, like, especially with your kids, you don't have to say this is not your mother. Like, it's almost like an insult at the same sense, because, like, this is your partner, but, like, it's like, oh, this ain't your mother, but you got to respect, like, you ain't got to add that. We already established that. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, but only reason why I say that, but I also said, but you got to respect her like she is your mom.
Don't even say, just say, this is my girlfriend. I know auntie. You know what I'm saying?
Nah, I ain't gonna say that.
Well, I don't know.
I just said, I say you play it like an auntie. I ain't gonna tell them that's the auntie. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like,
but you might have started that way when y'all first was just kicking it. You know what I'm saying? Because that's what people do. Like, oh, this just aunties, whatever. Then y'all manifesting that we boyfriend, girlfriend. You know what I'm saying? Or whatever the case may be. But I feel like that don't need to be said. What I think she's also trying to say is, hey, that you're gone. I'm just using me and CJ's scenario. And I feel like Minime's up. You know, I said, baby, put that game up. We're gonna do this. And then she goes back and tell her dad, look, Brittany said I couldn't play Minecraft today, and I said it's my chill day, and we went to the park instead. I really want to go to the park. What does that look like, that conversation, when he gets home after he talks to his daughter? You know what I'm saying? How would either one of y'all handle that situation, even though it wasn't discipline, but it just, I asked them to do something that they didn't want to do?
Ooh,
or
damn.
whatever,
That's
you know
what
what
I
I'm
was,
saying?
and thank you, Brittany, for clarifying that. But that's exactly where I was coming from, and like trying to make my point.
So first of all, CJ explained why he's allowing that Minecraft. So if you still decide on your own to take that child off Minecraft,
I'm gonna bite your head off.
Undermining him as the
I'm
father.
gonna bite your goddamn head off.
I was saying this is before we even had that conversation. I was just using our scenario of Minecraft. I was just using
okay, I got you. I got you. Well, CJ, what'd you think? Was your strategy?
I mean, based off that statement, I would have bit the head off. If I already told you, hey,
no. Y'all didn't talk about it before. Y'all didn't talk about it. Brittany just made an executive decision without you. That Minnie been up there a little too long. I'm gonna kind of move her attention elsewhere, and it's something that Minnie me expressed to you she didn't want to do. What does that look like for you?
And we've been together for about 10 months.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Close to a year.
More
No, no,
than
no, no, no,
likely,
no, no. Time out. No. The caveat is because 10 months might not look the same for you personally, CJ. Y'all been together long enough for you to trust Brittany around your kid without you there. Whatever that looks like for you. So I don't want to
that's
make the
about
10
3
months mess it up. But go ahead.
It's got most of the year. But by that time frame, she already knows about the whole chill mode thing. So odds are, if she tells my daughter, "Hey, you should get out the game. We're gonna go to the park," and my daughter's already in the mindset like, "Hey, I told Daddy we doing chill mode today." My daughter's gonna address her. She's gonna tell her, "No, me and Daddy doing chill mode today. I'm not going to no park."
But you
Now,
ain't there. Like, say if you had to go to work,
Yeah,
or
you're
you
I,
not
had to be
there.
at work,
I just said I'm not there. I said my daughter's gonna tell you. I know my daughter.
uh-huh.
She'll tell you. I know my
Damn.
daughter. She will tell you. She won't. She won't be rude. She's gonna say,
So
"Excuse
what
me,
you
but Daddy said we're in chill mode today." I know her. She's not gonna
so
cuss
what
you
you
out, but
saying
she gonna
is
tell you.
she's not gonna get in the car with me when I say
She's
we
not
going
getting
to
in
the
that
park.
car. She's not.
Wow.
Oh, so how that?
Now,
So
now, now let's say
I
now let's say it's not a
That's
chill
kind
mode,
of
but I'm
crazy,
that's
at work or
bro.
crazy
something.
though.
My
That
daughter's not, bro. I know my daughter.
And
She's
that
not. Now,
for
but
So
me,
how does that
and
look
that
like?
for
So how's
me
that look
is
for Brittany
like
right.
or Saudi or Jamana? How does that look for
it
them?
looks,
Whereas
you know
though,
how it looks. It looks like at the end of the day, she's gonna do what Daddy already set in motion over
Okay.
this new lady.
all right,
That's
and
so it
it.
for
goes
And
back
me
I
to
know
what
my
I
That
daughter.
makes
She's not
said.
gonna
sense.
be
It,
rude.
Yeah.
it go
She's
it
not
goes
gonna be
back
rude.
to
She's
what
done
I
it to her
said,
grandmother.
Brittany.
She's done it to her grandmother. She's done it to to my sister, who's her aunt. To her, if Daddy's already got this rule set in motion, she's gonna say, "Excuse me, but Daddy said this, that, and the third, blah, blah, blah." Like it's been times where I told her, "Hey, you had snacks, you had cake yesterday. You can't have no desserts today." She'll give me an okay. And then my sister called me and said, "Hey, you said she can't have no ice cream or nothing." I said she can't have no sweets. She said, "Oh, she just told me I can't take her to Sweet Frog because Daddy said." Exactly. So
So
my
Brittany,
daughter's not gonna
it goes back
disrespect
to
you,
what
but
I
she's gonna
said.
go by what Daddy said first.
It goes
That's
back to what I
respect.
said. That's why it's important to have that group conversation. I feel like to be like, look, I know, you know what I'm saying, it's not your mom or whatever, but you gotta respect her. So
There you
if
go
it's
again.
I know that, but it goes, but listen, but that's why that scenario works because it's this perfect. CJ made the perfect example.
What
If
if they don't
like
even
I'm
respect
my
their
kids the
fucking
same way.
mama?
My
Like,
kid,
'cause
no,
you
no,
got
no. We're not talking about what it is. We talk about what we got. It's the same thing with me. If I tell my kids one thing and you go behind me and tell them something different, they're gonna be like, my dad said this. It's the same thing if their mothers is dating a dude and the dude at the crib and she don't do the same thing. And they be like, yo, hey, bro, do this. He like, yo, my kids be like, man, my mom, nigga, you ain't my pop. My mom told me I could do this. So that's why it's important to have that conversation to get the kids clarity. Like, listen, even though it's not your mom or even though it's not your father, you they are going to care for you like it. You have to respect them like they are. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, especially if they get to the age to understand. Matter of fact, you can tell a kid that at 4, they're going to understand that. Because kids know who their parents is, especially if you're in that life. So if a girlfriend or boyfriend come in, the best thing you can do is be on the same page as that parent. You know what I'm saying? If you try to go against that parent, then you need to have that group conversation to let them
Sometimes
kids know.
kids know how to
Like,
and
play
they
off that.
definitely know how to do
Fair.
that, Jakia.
absolutely, Jaquil. Like they know how to play off that shit. And so that's why you gotta
And
have that
that's where I was
conversation.
coming back from as well as saying we have to talk about it because it has to be like we can't undermine each other and the boundaries that we set. So that's what I'm saying. Back to what Jakia said, people play off of it. Kids play off of it.
They do. That's why that
So
group
that's why
conversation.
we both have to have like
Be on the same
And it
page.
could be the
conversation.
other way around too, where daddy said I can't have sweets, and now you trying to impress the kids, and you be like, "Well, baby," and be like, "Well, can I get sweets? I know daddy didn't say it. Can I get it, please?" And then
Pay
you like,
SPS
Exactly.
then you like, "Come
podcast
on."
down, Julio. You don't do nothing but drink on your shit every time. We need you to holler at us. And this is
Okay.
down Julio 70, Jerron. I'm
Shameless
just trying to get
plug.
this paid, baby.
I love it. I love
You
it.
trying to get sponsored? Be like,
Yeah, I'm just trying to get this paid, baby. Come
Yeah,
holler
I
at
love it.
SPS,
sponsored. I
baby.
feel it. I feel
You
it.
heard me. I'm with it. The monetization is real. I think that we've to gather everything together from what we said. I do think that this goes to show that it is nuanced. Step families are very nuanced, but to speak to all of y'all points, you got to get on the same page with the parent and with the person you with, and you got to know when to pick your spots if it ain't your child, because some things gonna fly, other things ain't. But I think that we all are mature enough to know that, we running in a hypothetical world, but we all know that before we would make a move, you would send a text out. We got enough technology where you'd be like, "Yo, do you mind if I like?" I don't think nobody would just haul off and start doing shit with somebody else's kids without at least letting somebody know. That wouldn't be the wise thing to do. I'm not saying they don't do it,
No,
I'm
I
just saying
wanna
that would not be wise.
I'm
And
about to
also
say
go
maybe
back to
early
what you said,
on,
part one,
maybe,
though.
but you've been in for 3-4 years. You're not gonna be saying, "Hey, you okay? We go to the park." You know what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
3
You
4
right.
years, yeah, but early on,
But it
Yeah.
goes back to what Strata first said on part one, or some shit that I caught on the back end, is which before you even try to go out there and date and bring in a stepmom and steppop, make sure you got your ducks in order with your kids and their mother or their father first. Make sure you ain't got no kids who ain't gonna listen to nobody but you. You know what I'm saying? Make sure
Right.
you have that. And you mentioned that in the first part one. That's what makes it really work. You feel what I'm
That's a
saying? That's
fact.
what makes it really work. Regardless if somebody undermines the other, like if you can get your kids to be well mannered enough to respect a respectful adult that's there for them, and them understand and know how it looks when an adult is there for you as a father or mother figure,
Yeah,
make them understand first what it looks like. You feel
makes
what I'm saying?
sense. Makes sense.
Like, so what Stratus said is really the solution to all of it, no matter if you agree with Minecraft or if you don't. What is to make sure you got your ducks in order with your significant other that you, or your ex significant other that you make those kids with, and make sure your kids are well mannered enough to understand to respect adults, especially adults that's
When you
respect
can't control your ex, I'm going to tell you that right now because I know different situations
that makes
where
it tough.
women, it does, like where you
It
might
makes
have
it
a
tough.
solid woman that's really there for your kids, but she go back telling them when she go to try to tell you do anything, you tell that bitch.
That goes into a question. Hold that thought, Brittany. Hold on. Yeah, that we're gonna get to it. That's
Don't
it.
tell me not to call her no
Okay.
bitch.
Don't
I told you, fuck
y'all
that
trying to steal
bitch.
my sauce. That's what we're doing. Y'all just
All
gonna
right,
steal
go
my
ahead.
sauce, huh?
Go ahead,
Yeah.
bro. I'm sorry.
Damn.
Okay, go
That's
ahead.
it's about having smart people on the podcast, boy. They'll run
I'm
through all
sorry,
your
bro.
topics in 5 sentences. Like, hold, we gonna get there. We
All
gonna
right.
we gonna slow cook this. I love y'all, man. Let's get to some of these comments, man. I'm gonna try to make sure I hit all of them. We appreciate y'all in the chat. Make sure y'all like, comment, and subscribe to the channel,
Oh my
SPS
God.
Podcast. If you go into the YouTube, you can actually click on the StreamYard link if y'all want to join us in conversation. Also, we'll get Bino to make sure that anyone is watching on his half, they'll have the StreamYard link. But make sure that y'all want to chat in these conversations. You know, we would love to have y'all on the panel. So let's get Yana. She said, I agree with Brittany. You and your partner should talk first, then bring in the mother of your child, and then the child depending on the age. Also, why do they got to be a stepmother or stepfather? What if it doesn't work out? Just introduce them as who they are and by their name and explain that he or she is grown and treat him or her with respect as you would do with me and your mom.
I got that answer real quick because up here
Okay.
we date for marriage. We don't date just to date no more. We date
Mm.
for marriage. That's
At
why
this
you
age.
always got at this age we date for marriage. That's why you always got to look at the person that you're dating as a potential stepmother, stepfather if you have kids. We don't date for fun no more. We date
Yeah.
for marriage.
That's a bar.
Well,
Ayan also
get married.
said,
Some people don't want to get married.
right.
Or we date for longevity. We ain't gotta get married.
There you go.
We date for longevity.
Date with intention.
We date with
Intention.
intention. There you go.
There
We
you
date
go.
with intention.
That's why people should wait to meet their partner kids so boundaries can be set in place. The same way you had to learn your partner, you got to learn them kids as well. That is
Very
a
true.
bar.
That's a bar.
Ayana spitting. She's
Ayana
spitting.
spitting. That's spitting. That's the same bloodline. We got the same bloodline. That's why she's spitting.
Whatever.
I'm just saying. That's why she's spitting. That's why she's spitting. Same bloodline. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah, Jakia said, yeah, I just learned to let the parents handle their own kids and I'll handle mine when it comes to discipline. That's a bar.
Yeah.
Kid, that shit way
See, that's
easier. That's the
kinda
type
hard,
time I'm
though.
really on. I'm really on that type time.
Think
And if
about
you
it.
can't handle your kids, I'm gone. Because you know what? I ain't about to do it. And you ain't capable of doing that shit. So I'm out of here.
We turn it up. I'm gonna get to some of Sneaks from earlier because we was doing the role playing. She was definitely popping in and out. She said she wasn't ready, CJ. I'm assuming she talking about when y'all was transitioning in. She
yeah.
also said chill mode was the best time. And she also said, I never questioned CJ parenting because Leah was damn near perfect, smart, disciplined, and calm. Okay.
All right. Makes that shit way
Okay.
easier.
Ah,
CJ, that guy for real.
Yeah.
He that guy
Come on
for
over
real.
here.
My boy, that guy for real. You know what I'm saying? He got that shit.
y'all
Yeah.
can say what y'all want. That's why when she made the statement about your kid
G,
on
what up,
Minecraft,
G? What
I'm
up,
like,
G?
never heard my daughter make a C. Like she makes A's and B's. She's super smart. So she decided today she want to play Minecraft. I'm not arguing with that girl. If anything, I'm about to join her.
Yeah, and I think
Y'all
that
Minecraft.
the context of who the child is and where they are developmental, I think that does play a role in how
That plays
much
a major
leeway they
role.
have. You feel me? Like I believe. I ain't gonna lie. And I'm not here to tell y'all how to parent y'all children. I believe in giving my child ultimate freedom until they show me they can't handle it. Meaning, I'm not gonna, try to parent you out of fear. It's like you got all the freedom in the world until you show me you can't handle it, and I'm gonna show
Right.
you how you need to. You feel me? But I only set boundaries to that degree. You know what I'm saying? Like, nah, we not doing that. But yeah, we definitely gave CJ his flowers. We gotta praise that man. His
Yeah,
talent,
absolutely.
discipline. You feel
Hey,
me?
look, and nobody
You
give him no
heard
flowers. You
me?
know, me and Strata go
Yeah.
back.
Yeah,
Why does that mean you and
yeah.
Strata? We said he did
All right.
Bino, Justin, Bino.
Shout out to
All
CJ for being an excellent father, man. All right, so we're gonna go to Brittany's point. Yeah, no, you do a real good job. You definitely succeed. We're gonna go into we're gonna broach the question that Brittany brought up, and I think it was a very important one when we're talking about these blended families. So the question I got to the panel: how do men and women weaponize their children? How do men and women weaponize their children? Let's start with Brittany.
Let's see, the women. I mean, granted, I didn't do this because look, he can come get these kids anytime. Okay, let me go ahead and throw that out there. Okay, if he called right there, I would end this right here because I'll be on the road with him. But you do got some women that would use their kids like saying like their daddy's moved on. Like she tells them like that ain't you. You know that ain't your mama. You ain't gotta listen. You gotta do whatever she say. Just try to do whatever to destroy that relationship. Probably because she still want the man or whatever, or he hurt her, so she's trying her best to hurt him back in some form of fashion because he's unfazed by what he's done to her.
Yeah.
You got some men that might just want to be. I want to see my kids. I want to see my kids, but you won't feeling that way when y'all were together. You know what I'm saying? You could care less in a sense, but because you see her moving on, you do it that way. I know with my kids when we first got separated, he would always ask my daughter because she was 6-ish, 7. Like, is your mom dating? She got a boyfriend. She got this. I'm like, what the hell he worrying about all that? So I had to tell them like, when your dad start asking questions, say, ask mommy. Say, call mommy and ask her. Like, I don't want them to be in the middle of anything. Just say, ask mommy. She can tell you. You know what I'm saying? So that's what ended up being like, why you worrying about what we got going on over here? So
That's a bar. That's a bar. Any solutions you think to, let's say someone's in a situation where their partner is weaponizing their children? You got any solutions based on your examples?
ooh. The biggest example is just showing the kids that regardless of, because there's going to be a lot of patience with Javon said, because God knows it, because they're going to be coming for you. Because they feel like if they find any weakness in you, that's what they're going to attack. Because again, that's what their mama's telling them. They think their mama's right in their mind, about what they're doing. But showing them that what they're trying to do is unfazed, that you still going to be there for the partner, male or female, and then just trying to find something that y'all can connect with. That's the biggest thing. Like, what's they connect with Minecraft? Like, finding something that y'all can connect with. But be like, well, damn, she ain't as bad as mommy trying to make her out to be, or how daddy tried to make this person out to be. If you can find that connect, then that will really open doors for you, I feel like.
That's a bar. I love that. I love that, Brett. Let's go to CJ. How do men and women weaponize their children?
Shit. If it's the woman, let's say the man, he no longer wants to deal with the woman, the mom, the mom of the kid, but he still wants to be in the child's life. And then her mindset is, if you won't deal with me or you don't want to get back with me, you can't be in your kid's life neither. And so they try to make it hard for you to interact with your kid or be around your kid, to see your kid. It's like you definitely got to hop over obstacle courses. You got to make a deal with the devil, sell your soul to the Illuminati just to see your kid for 30 minutes.
Go to war.
So that's
Damn,
definitely
man, I be
something
feeling
that I,
bad for them folks,
That
man.
should be
bro,
crazy,
I know,
bro.
But like,
I've
listen,
been,
let me
I
let
know
me
people
answer the
like that.
question.
I've been there.
My evaluate. All right, so now that chumps my evaluation. I was about to say, because from every situation I seen that was like that, the baby mama and the baby daddy was still dibbling and dabbling with each other. But you just chunked that evaluation because you say you've been through it. I know, unless you could tell me that you was dibbling and dabbling, you still went through that without dibbling
Hell
and dabbling.
no. Hell no.
Damn, and you've been always there for your child since day one. Was it a time? Was it some space in between time that you gave before? Because sometimes even if you're not hurt, you gotta realize your partner still hurt. So if you go ahead and push forward early and put it out there early, you gotta expect that they're gonna have some type of resentment. So it wasn't even that situation either. Even though I know we don't like to make it about us, we like to keep it to the people. But like I'm just trying to understand because it's no way in hell I'm that lucky to where like that. Like you feel what I'm saying? They could
You
easily
are.
been up. Yeah,
You really
You
okay.
you
can't.
are. You are.
I know a dude with four baby mamas, and he ain't had no problems with none of them. And he was the fuck up in all four.
And he won't dibbling or dabbling in them.
Well, no,
Damn, yo.
to put it back on course though, you gotta think about it, Obino. For as much as we like to say, now this is, I think it's a multiple problems going on at one time in the scenario you painted, but this is the reality, bro. As much as we like to dog women as dudes and give our opinion, these women really be believing that the dudes they having children with, they're gonna create some sort of a family unit that's gonna stay. And
But as a man, how you don't correct that and make sure it's known that this is what's going
It don't
on.
matter.
I'm gonna
It
tell
don't
you
matter.
why, because when it about face for us as men, we like, yo, I'm not loving what I can't lead, right? And it might be after the baby that I realize you on bullshit, or it might be leading up
No.
to it, the kid happened. But no, this is the point I'm trying to make: is that this can cause a mentality of someone that would get bitter if what they thought was going to happen, it don't go that way. It can cause resentment. I'm not saying it's right or wrong, but when you were saying like your example was
I
you
just feel
only
like it goes back to what you said, part one, bro. You gotta sweep your shit up. You gotta sweep the porch you
True.
left up before you open up the new porch. Before you try to walk on a new
That's
one.
a fact. But in their mind, if they feel like motherfucker, it ain't no other porch because you're gonna do right, and I know you love these kids, and so for you to get these kids, you better come back home. Like there are women that they'll position themselves that way because they know the man loves their children, and they know he's gonna be there.
And you gonna reposition their ass. Because that's what we can reposition their ass. We can, bro. Like it's gonna take shit that we don't want to do. It's gonna take talks of apology. It's gonna take talks of explaining why you're making the moves you make. You're gonna have to communicate with these women before you try to communicate with a new one. And sometimes you have to do it multiple times. It goes back to what Peachy said. Patience. It's patience way before we get to the stepmom, stepdad. It's patience with trying to at least make us, you know what I'm saying? As a man, we can
Available to
control
date,
everything else. We should be able to control that because at the end of the day, there are still women, and we understand women's emotions. Emotion versus logic, we just did it not too long ago. We know they're basing this shit off emotion. We're basing it off logic. So we need to use our logic, and we need to go to war with their emotion, and logic will win as long as we don't get drunk one night and try to slide over there. As long as we don't goddamn say I still love
discipline
you. As long as we
after
don't
the
flirt
fact
with them,
is
you know what I'm saying?
real. And
Like,
I think
niggas be
that's
doing
where a lot of
sly
dudes
ass
be
shit that
fucking
they
up.
don't admit.
Right.
They do
It's like, bro,
sly ass shit
listen.
they don't admit.
Dog, and this is, and I'm gonna talk to my fellas on some real
So
shit.
when
And
she say,
I'm
miss
sorry
you,
we went down a rabbit
when
hole,
she
but
say, I
this has to be
miss you
said.
At 12
Yep.
o'clock at night, she say, I miss you. I don't miss you.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
And I think but Bino,
But y'all
what
not
you
gonna say
speaking
that.
to
Y'all
is some
gonna
real
say,
who
shit.
ain't gonna say that?
And then y'all
All right,
gonna
we know
slide
Bino
back
ain't.
in,
But
and
let's
your
talk to
feelings
our
gonna be
audience.
I ain't.
Right,
I,
but
look,
let's
I
talk to
don't
our
need you,
audience.
dog.
This is
You need
the
to find you a good man. It ain't me. I say
But-
shit like that.
But this is the thing, Bino. Let's speak to the audience, fellas. This what he brought up was a very important point. Once you realize that you are no longer going to be there for your familiar unit, and it's not going to work with you, that woman, and you raising that child in that house, you have to then understand that with that decision in your mind, it should be, I don't even want to have sex with you no more because it's confusing. It confuses her. It fucks up your kids. You popping in and out, and it's gonna make the kids hard to accept any other man she brings around because they're getting used to you popping in and out in the middle of the night. And then it's gonna fuck her head up to where she can't even possibly move on because you keep throwing her the possibility. And we know women, with the way a woman is designed, the way the vessels are designed, they grow possibility very well. They nurture it. They can birth a whole situation off the possibility. So as dudes, if y'all gonna lead these women and that ain't the one for you after y'all had them kids, stay the fuck out her box. Literally,
You go
her
over
her
her
inbox and her literal box, because it's confusing.
When
It's
you go to
hell.
her house and you
It
spend
sets the
time with your
tone.
kids, because your position is that the best time to spend time with your kids is over your house. When you go to sleep in your kids' bed. If they don't have a bed, go to sleep on the couch. Listen, because I'm speaking to people who have to make the best out of their situation. And I have even been in positions where my best situation is go spend time with my kids or go spend time kids where they stay, which is with their mom. You know what I'm saying?
But you don't have a significant other doing it, do you?
No, but what I'm saying is, so it'd be different scenarios that happen. Y'all playing family, the mood is good, you cook, y'all ate at the table, but at the end of the night, I'm sleeping in the bed with my kids, or I'm going to sleep on the couch. Then my kids are not going to wake up, or I'm not going to make this temporary feeling of our family lead me into getting into your box. because I'm
Yep.
an undisciplined man if I do that. And it's
That's
too
a
many
fact.
times I know for a fact shit like that happened. A nigga had
Yep.
genuine intentions going to spend time with his kids. He had genuine intentions that he was in the presence of the mother, and they was in the presence of a private situation, whether that's on vacation or anywhere, because he adjusted to spend time with his kids. And it's still important for your kids to see the mom and the dad be around each other as well.
True.
If you know that, you know that. So
Yeah.
if you don't know, then you're gonna figure it out one day. So at the end of the day, when that happens, then undisciplined shit happens sometimes.
That's
It
a
does.
fact.
Even though women don't like to hear that shit, it's real.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? It's real. And hate each other to death. How we know couples that hate each other to death that still will fuck?
Yep. It happens. And it's confusing as shit when you have children involved and you're trying to create boundaries. It is a blurry gray area.
And I think
What?
it confuses the kids too, because now they
Facts.
feel like this is what is acceptable when it's not. Now you have a woman that would allow their significant other to run in and out because this is what they seen their dad do, and now you have a male that is going to run in and out because this is what they seen their dad do.
That's a fact. That's a fact. Brittany, what you thinking? I see your face. You like, you're like, you ain't gonna say nothing. You ain't got, and again, don't y'all,
No, I
y'all
wanna know
please.
what she was about to say, 'cause I think I know what she was about to say.
Oh, okay.
I mean, it's like the sleeping over shit. I mean, but that's what I'm asking now. Are y'all do you have a significant other? Because I'm just trying to figure out what is I ain't gonna say the purpose.
It can't be with a
Because-
significant other. Because
Oh no,
God knows.
if you got significant other, nah. I'm just
Yeah,
speaking
we don't do that shit at all.
I'm speaking
Yeah.
in the
Because that's
sense
crazy.
of still having fathers or mothers in the way of a new relationship. I'm speaking on just genuine. I'm not no significant other. I'm speaking of, you know what I'm saying? Like you did that last year or 6 months ago, and you've been doing that every other couple months, and then you come across your person. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
You move on when you talk to your person for 6 months or to a year. But a year before that, now you done cut off. Now when you go, now you done switch it up on it. Now that you got your significant other, now you're not doing that. You feel what I'm saying? Now you're not being in her box. But she remembers you were just in her box 6 months ago. Oh, now you're not in my box because you talking to Brittany?
What if I'm
Uh,
saying, and then you talking about you gonna sleep on the couch or sleep in the bed?
No,
baby,
he was doing that before you. He
yeah,
met
it was
you.
before. It was before that. Brittany,
He was
but
doing that
now
before he
it's
met you.
not.
But now
I'm gonna keep it real. Well,
in the
to speak to Brittany's point.
You're not gonna be able
to-
to see your child being on unless you come to my
No,
house.
that's why I said it goes back to what Stratus said part one. Clean your porch and keep that bitch clean before you try to walk on another porch.
I'm agreeing with
Give
you.
it some
That's why
time.
that's going
I
on.
go back to what Peaches say. Give it some patience. Stop trying to jump into a new relationship if you know you still got a sideways baby mama daddy. Be single for a while and show them that you really don't want them, and it ain't about another bitch. You don't want them, or it ain't about another nigga. You don't want them. And by doing that is you stay disciplined. You feel what I'm saying?
Have boundaries.
I will say this.
There's no boundaries at all.
To make this personal, since my ex-wife and I separated, I haven't slept over the house at all. Now the offer's been there, and she's even said, hey, you know, when she's going out doing something, and like, let's say the situation happens where I have to watch Layla, she's like, well, no, you know, to keep you from driving so far, you can crash or whatever, crash on the couch. But I always tell her, no, this was before I had anybody. And it's not because I thought that it would. I don't think that she wanted me back, but I'm just saying that how you start is how you finish. And so in my mind, whether I got somebody or not, I never did that shit just because I ain't gonna lie. Mentally, I felt uncomfortable being over there. It's like, bro,
Right.
if I wanted to do this, then I need to have a conversation about getting my family back together with her. But if I'm not here for a reason,
that's
so
how you say
I'm
it,
a
right?
fucking guest.
That's my
You
thing.
feel me?
Before I go and confuse my baby mama, I go get it. No offense, I ain't paying for that, but I go find me a hoe at the club. You feel what I'm
Yeah.
saying?
Well, you also confusing the child because like you never
Exactly.
spending the night. Like
Exactly.
that's what I'm saying. What was your
Fucking
preference?
exactly.
Because if you put them to bed and sleep, all right, whoever.
I'm just
outta
speaking
here.
on scenarios. If
I see
y'all
what you're saying.
if y'all stay in the same town up the street from each other, you shouldn't be spending the night. But me personally, I put a little bit of my personal
I don't
stuff.
give a
I have
fuck what
kids.
you-
I have kids that don't stay in the same town or state as me. You feel
Me
what I'm saying?
too. Me too.
So when I move, and being that I have a good, respectful co-parenting relationship, it's like, yo, grab the couch. You ain't gotta pay for no extra room. You already done came down here. You know what I'm saying? You already spent the money. Make sure you think you had to do to come be here. You feel what I'm saying? That's what good co-parenting relationships and mature people do. Grab the couch. You know what I'm saying? Grab the kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm gonna sleep with my kids, and I don't talk much about personal stuff because I don't want to make myself seem so much different from everybody. But my shit be a little different. On SPS Podcast, we talk to the people, and I'm saying with different scenarios, different situations come about. You might have a dude that's sleeping at a home, a shelter, but he works. He go to work every day, and all his check go to his kids. All right, so he gonna bring his kids to a shelter to stay with him. But but the baby mama understand what he doing, so she like, yo, if you want to spend time with him, you can come over here. It's all good. You feel me? So what you gonna think she gonna do? She gonna send him back to the shelter? Nah. You know what I'm saying? Like the kids is enjoying that moment.
Whole different
Well,
scenario.
Yeah, that's
but
I get your point,
But that's
though.
still don't mean that he gotta be in the bed.
But Brittany, I don't speak about shit I don't know about. That's one thing
Yeah.
about me. I don't speak about shit I don't know about. I know a lot of people, different people in a lot of different places, and people got some fucked up situations, and they still
That's
make
a
do.
fact. That's a whole fact. All right. I think that was great. Man. I love it. Like it's productive, healthy
I gotta speak for
dialogue,
them, too.
and we keeping it real up here. That's what I love. So let's go to Javonna. How do you think men and women weaponize their children?
I really just hate the fact that the parent puts somebody on child support just because the person done moved on. I hate seeing that.
Mhm.
But I saw a video on social media this week. I don't know if the man was returning the kid or trying to pick up the kid, and then the woman didn't agree with the way that she was disciplining him. I think the kid he was in like a black car, and the guy had on like a black jacket or something. It kind of went viral. So, and pretty much at her house, she just let the child do whatever, you know. And then his house is more structured along with his other kids when it's like more discipline and stuff like that. And she had an issue with that. So instead of her letting him go with him, she just told the kid, "Get out the car and come on, I go take you shopping."
Wow.
And then he was just like, well, you know, he was asking to keep the child, you know, let the child go with him and, you know, spend time with him and stuff like that. He was like, he wanted to spend time. And she was like, no, you were just too hard. I don't think it was like no harshness in like beating or anything. It was just more so his style of discipline.
Yeah.
But he was like, his father wasn't there and he was trying to do it right and try to create some type of discipline or so. And she was just like, no. And then he was just like, well, when you call, don't call and ask me for no money. And so, but that's the case. So I hate seeing that, you know, because the guy that she's trying.
That's a bar. That is a bar.
Yeah, we
Sadia.
can find plenty of
Go ahead.
videos of stuff like that. Because I remember the one
That's
where
a
the
fact.
daddy got the boy a haircut or something, and the mama
Mm-hmm.
flew hot about that. It was another one where
See,
a
now,
man had his, I don't know if y'all remember, this was a little older, but a man had his girlfriend do the
Do
baby
his
hair
daughter
and
hair.
braids, and the
Mm-hmm.
mama
yeah,
came and started cutting the
Oh yeah,
braids out the
took it
girl
out.
hair.
Yeah, that
No,
was
she
yeah.
cut the
insanity.
girl. Yeah, I was like, yeah, this is ridiculous, these baby mamas. But yeah.
That's a fact. Sadia, how do you think men and women weaponize their children?
I think everything pretty much was said, but like for the most part, I feel like the child support one, like Giovanna said, was violent. If your baby father or whatever is doing for your child, it's unnecessary. I feel like as far as moving on and weaponizing the child, as far as if you want to see her, you got to come here and do this and the third. I feel like that's unnecessary. It just goes. It's all about self. It's not really about the child at this point. So it's all about like weaponizing and trying to get back. So yeah.
Hey, one thing
Fact.
Saudi said was about child support, right? That shows against they already set up. Like when I had to blow when she said that, that's crazy that the law was created for that, right? Because it goes to show, and there's no
It's
stipulations to
creative,
that.
but like it's
No,
still go.
there's no stipulations to that law. It's no stipulations. It should be some stipulations to that law. You feel what I'm saying?
Mm.
And being that they know it should be stipulations to the law, and they still decide to carry that law like crazy, shows us that they want us down. Show us that they want the black family separated. That's a whole different pod. You feel what I'm saying? We talked about that pod some time ago. Like we mentioned this. Like that child support law should have stipulations because, like Saudi said, a mother should never get the opportunity to be able to do that if she knows that the father is there. But it also goes to show that the father needs to learn how to keep receipts. You feel what I'm saying?
No, no, for sure need to keep receipt and know his rights as well. But going back to the law as well, sometimes I'm not gonna say you forced, but they make it seem like you forced to put your child on child support if you are trying to go to get like public assistance,
medical, public
But
assistance.
it's ways around that. You just gotta know what you know.
You gotta know what you know. That's a fact.
Yeah, so it's just like, how hard are you really trying to save the dead? That's the question.
Yeah, but when we talk about people who don't give a fuck, we talk about people who's using what you just said, the child support for a weapon. We're talking about how do men/women weaponize their children. And you brought up child support. You're absolutely right. That's one of the main ways they use it. You know what I'm saying? But that way is crazy because they're allowed to use it because a law was created for them to use it. If the law was never created for them to use it, they could not use it. It goes to show that the law is trying to make sure that we stay away it has been.
I had a bonus question, and you that was a great segue into it. So I got a question for y'all. If the government had a hands-off policy on providing any government assistance to women with children, do you think that would lessen the number of women that would have children?
You goddamn right.
Hell yeah.
Hell yeah.
The fuck? I'm sorry,
You
but
got
what?
that.
Hell
Right.
yeah.
Give me more context. I
Motherfucker,
appreciate the answers.
Riley will look like Burt T and Herb County game right now. If that law was like that.
Empty as fuck.
No, long as fuck. If that child support law wasn't around, if y'all know, we all from the hood. Burt T and Herbert County game look like the concert. That's how Riley will look if they want for the child support law. All
But
of
he's
them will
not
be in
even
line.
talk about child support in general. He's talking about public assistance.
Yeah,
All
like
of it, all of it.
if when you had a kid, the government said,
Government
"Good luck,
support.
y'all
All right,
figure it out." Do y'all think that women would still be having children?
Do y'all know when I say
I
when I
don't
say
think.
Riley?
I don't.
Do y'all
Not
know
in
what I
the
say when I say
numbers.
Riley?
Not in
Yeah.
the numbers, because some people are looking for that free housing, the food. They're looking for that. So if I know I'm not getting that, and I got to fend for myself,
Riley,
for
I
another
have a
child,
long ass line.
Yeah,
I-
for sure.
That's
for
what I'm
sure.
saying. That's what I'm trying to tell you. Riley have a long ass line. They have a long ass line, but women knew she couldn't get government
I'm
support.
just now catching
Or
what you're
birth
saying.
I know
control
y'all
rate.
did. I knew
Yeah,
y'all did.
I know. I know, and I understood why he said it that way, and I appreciate you being sensitive to the a lot of
Yeah.
deletions, a lot of
Be
deletions.
sensitive.
Yeah, I appreciate that.
Yeah,
But
I'm
we
gonna
still trying to
make you
monetize.
question,
Whew.
But I'm gonna be sensitive, but I'm gonna keep it real. If
Right.
you vote for government support, Riley will look like a rivalry basketball game today, right now.
And for those that aren't in the North Carolina area, he's speaking
We ain't gotta
to.
talk about it. They know.
No, because it has to be known for context. Deletion clinics, we'll say deletion clinics, to where women are to delete premature pregnancies or pregnancies that weren't wanted. And that's his point, that without the government assistance, he believes that the child deletion would go up. Anybody else think that it would change, or what would change if government wasn't stepping in to help support
The price,
single households?
The price of protection would go up. Walmart would make bank off that. I probably add some stocks into that. It's gonna
Definitely
go up.
get some stocks, TJ.
Hey, I gotta get some stocks on that.
That's
It's gonna go up for sure.
Okay. What do you have on the Javonna?
Your next best friend, they ain't gonna pill pop no more. They just gonna get the thing in the arm or something. Hell yeah.
Javonna, what were you gonna say?
STD's gonna go
So there'll
down.
probably be more kids in foster care or for adoption.
Damn.
No,
That too.
That's
that's
why
on there.
That too. That too.
Mm.
That too.
That's a bar. That's a bar.
That's a bar.
that's a dark truth right there.
Nah, for real. Let's get to these comments, man. Y'all been definitely going in. We appreciate it. And again, I want to let them build up a little bit, and then we'll read through them. So y'all bear with me as we get through them. Let's start here. So shout out Jakia. She said, "Do y'all believe if the dad doesn't respect the mom, they shouldn't be around the kids?"
Yeah,
I'll leave that on the screen for a while. That's worth asking.
100%.
yeah.
Y'all
That
believe
was-
if the
if-
dad
if-
doesn't respect the
If they
mom,
don't
they should.
respect each other mutually, they shouldn't be around each other.
What's respect though? No.
Wait, hold on. I started saying, wait a minute. Yeah, around the kids. Yeah, that's why I said, yeah. Let me slow the question down for y'all. Do y'all believe if the dad doesn't respect the mom, I'm assuming the dad shouldn't be around the kids? Do y'all think? So what she's asking? So the ad, yeah. So do y'all think that the barrier of entry for a man seeing his kids would be for him to respect the mother? Is that a
This is why
barrier
I
of entry?
This is why I
Because
say
you
he
can
shouldn't
add
be
a lot
around the
of
kids.
context.
Because if a man
I
outright
like that
disrespects the mom, as we already said, women are emotional. If a man outright disrespects the mom, that negativity is gonna come off her and it's gonna hit them kids at some point. It's gonna hit them kids. She's gonna, if she don't flare out on him, what she gonna do? Some of that negative emotion is gonna hit those kids as well. So he needs to respect her, but on the same note, she also need to respect him because at the end of the day, that's the father of your kids.
I'm gonna keep it tall with you. I don't think I disagree with that whole take, only because respect is so objective or subjective, whichever one makes it personal. That what a mother might think is disrespectful to her might not be disrespecting a man's mind. It
I'm
might
gonna
just
throw
be
it
he
right
don't want to
there.
be with you. You feel me? So I think that y'all should be respectful enough of each other to where the relationship for the children is separate from however y'all deal with each other. because clearly y'all can't deal with each other. Because if y'all could, y'all would be married, or he would still be there. So if y'all in a situation where he not there or she not there already, then you can't base whether he see his kids on how much y'all respect each other, because y'all didn't work. Now, if y'all can keep it cordial, cool. But I think that's a bad metric for a woman to have if she got a dude that's trying to see his kids, is because you don't respect me, you can't see your kids.
So what?
It might just be. Go ahead. You good?
I've been putting my finger. Hold on.
All right.
Hold on. Because at the end of the day, what strategist says absolutely right. But and that's why I say that's why it's good that this is SPS and we got multiple panelists in mind. You know why? Because I ain't gonna let that question just go off like that. See, CJ jumped into the answer. Y'all just asked. First of all, what type of mom we talking about? See. Granted, I'm gonna talk about the mom that we all know are supposed to be. So if we're talking about the mom that we all know is supposed to be, CJ is absolutely right. Hell no. If you have a man and you're caring, and we're not just talking about you had your kids and you use the food stamps to feed them now, and we ain't talking about just because you got there make sure they got Jordans on. We talking about a black
They feed
woman
that brain.
as
They feed
reigns
that
in
brain.
the kids as kings and queens, future kings and queens. We talking about that type of mom. If it's that type of mom, then absolutely hell no, don't let no nigga around you that disrespects you. Because what you're doing is showing your kids that it's okay for men to disrespect women or even to be disrespected by a man. You feel what I'm saying? So no, now
Yeah.
we're talking about these moms that be bragging because they got all the government assistance and child support in the world. Hell no, I don't give a fuck what you talking about. I don't respect you. I'm not going to put my hands on you or cuss you out. Or I'm never going to disrespect you to my kids. You know what I'm saying? I'm never going to talk bad about you, but I don't respect you. You feel what I'm saying? I'm going to take care of my kids. It's nothing about you that I respect. So if you know I don't respect you, don't mean use against me. Don't use my kids.
That's what I was speaking
because
to.
You know I don't respect you.
her because
No. Just because we're not going that deep. Just because you know I don't respect you, don't mean use against my kids. Now, if I don't disrespect you in front of nobody should disrespect the mother of a kids in front of the kid. So that's the point blank answer. But you didn't answer that way. No man should disrespect the mother of his kids in front of his kids. But if I talk to you on the low and I say you was a dirty bitch, and I call you on the phone.
Oh, trifling
heifer.
But
when I'm around my kids,
where the kids at?
How you doing, man? Where the kids at? Yeah, so that's what I'm saying. But Jakia asked in a way where we got to make sure we get different scenarios because she asked a real bluntly open-winded question, and I can't let her do that.
It go a lot of ways.
I can't let her do that to the podcast.
Go ahead, Giovanna. I saw your hand up. Then we'll go to Sadia.
So I think my question is, how does he treat my child? Some relationships, I don't care how much work you try to put in to make it be a respectful situation. It always is what it is. But as far as I don't have to be your friend. I really don't have to talk to you. When we changing out with the kids and stuff like that. But how are you treating my kids?
Yep. I think that's the important piece. Sadia, what do you have on it?
Absolutely.
I'm cool. I don't got nothing on it.
Okay. CJ, you want to add something? Because I know we started it. My bad. I think I cut into your wisdom. Pardon self, brother. You started to answer the question. My bad.
I'm still gonna stand 10 toes down on what I said. If the man downright disrespectful to the mom, he shouldn't be around the kids because that shit can that negativity can always affect kids, man. Like me and the mother of my child, we never gonna always see eye to eye with a lot of stuff. But at the end of the day, I'm not about to disrespect her or talk down on her or whatever. Anything I say about her is the straight up truth. I'm not about to bash her. Like if you've been around me long enough, I do not call my child's mother baby mama. I don't say that. I know that there's a difference to me between a baby mama and the mother of my child. I refer to her as, hey, this is the mother of my child. So when somebody say, oh, yo, baby mama, I correct you instantly. I will automatically correct you like, hey, don't do that. Don't do that.
But CJ, to your person, but CJ, to your personality type, and we'll get to Brittany's part, but to your personality type, what if your honesty is taken as disrespect by the mother, though? You just said you don't disrespect her. I mean, you ain't gonna call her name, but you might tell her about her situation, and what you're saying is factual. But what if she feels disrespected? Do you think that she then has the right to hold you from your child?
Exactly.
Man, I'm gonna be honest with you. I'm not gonna answer that.
Okay, I can respect that because again, I know that was a very personal question, but that's just making people think. It ain't worth an answer. Say less, brother. But that's why, right? And that's why I led with the tricky part with her
'Cause
question, with
there's
Jakil's
no
question,
even whatever I say to her, I'm so honest about whatever I say. It's no,
right?
but
It ain't no mixing your words.
being honest can always backfire. So yeah,
Yeah, you
Yeah,
just don't disrespect in your honesty. I feel what you're saying. There's ways you still could disrespect
but
in your honesty, and I get it. Now I'm not the one that's gonna say you dirty bitch on the side, but I feel Nick, I'll be
Yes,
wanting
you
to.
Mhm.
No, I'm not. I don't say. You know why? You know why? Because consciously I know that's not the way to go about it. You feel what I'm saying?
but
So when I have a
mhm,
partner that do the way what I just said, I don't blame him. I don't
yeah.
blame him. I don't blame
But
you, my dude.
but I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think that what makes that question so tricky is that you are not the judge of respect. It's how the other person is interpreting what is and what
Mhm.
isn't disrespectful. That's what makes that a tricky question
That's facts.
because we don't all agree. We don't all have the same line of what respect and disrespect is. I got some women I know to where they men call them a trifling bitch, and they don't even blink. That's
That's
like their
facts.
normal way.
That's
You got
facts.
another girl you say that to, boy, she gonna call her uncles to come do something to you. So that
Right.
line, that whole question get tricky because we all view disrespect as something different, and
Different.
that's why
That's
I
what I'm
don't think
saying.
you feel me. I don't even know if I would base a father that wants to see his children because based on your question, he wants to see the kids because and else you wouldn't even be deciding whether he could or couldn't. So I think that the respect it can get a little tricky based on what you view as respect or disrespect. But I don't think that should be the only metric for how
Use.
they
Yeah.
whether they see the kids or not.
Or not.
That's
And you're
fair.
right, because then you could get to a situation where she ain't blink at trifling bitch, right? She ain't
Right.
blink at it, but then she got to a point where she, she tapped in. So now
Right.
it
Now
is
she don't like that
disrespect.
shit. And
So
now you went from seeing your kids to not seeing them because she feel disrespected.
it
There
gets
you
like
go.
this. It gets like
You know what I'm saying? So I just had to put that in there. But great question, Jakir. We really appreciate it. Sincere, shout out to Sincere. He said, no real man disrespect his baby mom in front of his kids. We not respect their situation, but never put the kids in the situation. That is a very
Facts.
fair point.
Facts.
That's a bar. That's a
Facts.
bar, brother. Ayana said, I understand we are not here just to date, but when you have kids involved, you got to take their feelings into consideration. What if they're not comfortable with saying or calling a partner stepmom or stepdad? My oldest two kids, 21 and 18, Prodigy been in their lives since young, and they never felt comfortable calling him stepdad. They always called him by his name, but they always respect him for what it is and who he is.
Yeah, that's what I was saying. Like that's my whole mentor, advisor, uncle terminology that I was trying to use. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
That's all I was
Right.
trying to use. Like,
But
But I
are
think
you okay if the child wanted to call you that? Are you okay with that? Because the way
Yeah.
you were trying to make it
I'm
seem like
not.
you didn't.
I'm not. I'm
not
not.
if they
Mm.
old, not if they
If
old.
that man is
No.
still alive,
She said they've been around the whole time, and if they wanted to call him that other than his name, are you okay if that was you in that situation? You've been around for 10 years or whatever,
yeah, that's
and
what
they
I'd
want to call
rather.
you dad. Are
Oh
you
no,
okay with them
I'd
calling?
rather not if the man's still alive. See, y'all not gonna get it because y'all not, and y'all not
Yeah,
posting because y'all not
like
men. If that man's
I
still
get what you're
alive, I don't
saying.
care if he locked up for
Hold on,
life.
time out. We can switch it for women. If I'm dealing with somebody for 10 years and that child want to call me mom, I'm okay with that because that's how they
But
see
see,
me
that's
as a
you.
mother.
There's
That's you.
women, but y'all,
Like
it's natural for y'all to be okay with that.
Bino
Y'all
saying,
gotta
if the
listen
kid
to
is
us one
young,
time. Listen
yeah,
to
if the
us
kid
one
is
time.
young, like 3, 4 years old, and I get in a relationship with you, and I'm locked in with you, and the kid grows up basically around me, and he starts calling me dad or whatever, I don't feel no type of way. I'm cool with it. I'm okay with that. But if I meet the kid and the kid is like 13, 14, 15, and we getting locked in, I'm gonna feel some type of way about this kid trying to call me dad. Or if the father of that child is definitely active in that child's life, I don't want you to ever call me dad because the dad is there.
I just feel
The
like
dad
it's a
is
So,
there.
personal preference.
Probably
And,
It's
and
open.
see,
like
and see, even more so, even Ayana was saying, when she was saying her stuff, the man been there all they 22, 18 now, and they never felt comfortable. He been there all their life. I know what she's
right,
talking
that's what
about.
I'm saying. That's
But
on the
my thing is
child,
this.
right?
But my thing is this though. That's where this come in at. I'm perfectly fine with that personally because regardless if the natural father's in your life, if he's alive, you feel what I'm saying? Me personally, always gotta give respect another man to lead that chance. You know what I'm saying? To do that. You feel what I'm saying? If he's alive. Now, if the dad is dead and gone, then I understand you have no other. But if that man is alive, I don't care if he locked up for life. It's phone calls, it's visits. I don't care if he never been there for 17 years. Like I'm always gonna give another man grace. Because I'm a
Right,
black
we're
man.
not taking that
yeah, I
from you at
understand it, but
all.
So
like,
I'm not gonna feel comfortable to answer the question.
but that's a
No,
personal
I'd rather you
preference.
call me by my name. Call me
Mr. James.
That's
Mr.
your
James.
preference.
Don't say James on SPS
Hey.
podcast. It's Bino Jones. Bino, call me Bino. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather you do that. You feel what I'm saying? I'd rather you do that. They call me dad. That's just me. So I'm answering the question for me.
Yeah, that's a personal preference.
Right.
She
Okay.
asking us. That's what she asking. She asking y'all women.
OG.
Well, so out of the 3 men, I know CJ said call him CJ. Bino, what was yours, Jay?
What would I want the children to call me?
Yeah, if you've been there, I'm not looking at because CJ was saying like they've been in 3 all the way up, but if they got from 10 and you with their mom from 10 to 20, you know what I'm saying? I mean, it's still going on. Like, what would you prefer that child to call you, regardless you've been there for the long haul?
Whatever they would like. And I'm gonna tell you why. I would only do that because, again, Bino, you said this before, and this is such a true statement. How I'm gauged and how I'm judged as a parent has nothing to do with what I think. It's about what the kids think. So if they are just in a situation where you'll never be my father, I'm gonna call you that, I gotta accept that. But if they like, yo, you've done enough, you proved enough to why I want to go from calling you Mr. Jerron or Mr. J to Pops, I'm with it. Like, I'm not really gonna push either way because I don't get to decide. You feel me? I don't get to decide how them kids view me, what they think about me.
Because, bro, Ayana said
Yeah.
the only thing Ayana said that matters to me out of all that is the last thing she said is they still treated him and respected him. Like,
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
that's the
Yeah.
only fucking thing that matters to us, bro. We don't give a fuck about if you call us
Yeah.
dad
Some people
or
do.
Right.
Some people do.
Yeah.
Not everybody.
no,
So yeah,
Not no
some
real
so there are dudes that really be tripping on that shit. Like, you gotta call me. I've no personal situations like that where, you know, some
Excuse
people
me,
I know. Yeah, we do got to speak to those dudes. Do be out here to where they be power tripping. You feel me? In their mind, that's the way they are validated through how the
I get
children. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah,
it
I
ain't the
get it.
right way, but
Yeah,
they
you
do
are right.
exist.
Y'all right.
You know what I'm
Excuse me on
saying?
that. You right. Excuse me on that. Yeah.
Let's see what else we got. Jakia said that part, Sadia. I think she was speaking to something you were saying earlier. Charlotte Sincere, he said, we're not trying to be their dads, but we will step up as a father figure.
We like
That was,
that.
you know, that's
Yeah.
that's definitely perspective.
For real, sincere.
Yeah,
Right,
said
and
big
again,
facts,
you may
strong
not be
respect.
trying to be, but a child may just say, you know what,
Perceive
I'm
you
are
as that.
you right? Yes, and like, are you okay with that? My thing is, if a child that you been with for over 10 years, they say I want to call you that, we reject them, CJ.
That's
Because
a
that's
bar.
like a badge of honor for me. So
I'm
it's
asking.
like,
And then, definitely don't call me dad unless I married your mother, y'all. For real. Like, don't like I only will be comfortable with that if we're married, to keep it real.
Okay.
But that's
okay,
Yeah.
I can see where you're coming from, Bino.
That makes sense. I understand that, Bino, but you gotta make sure that mother got to understand it is nothing more. Your ass ain't got to stay the night. Take that ass home with you.
Thank you.
Carry that ass home, boy.
Yeah, I'm not against that.
Take it
Nigga.
home.
I'm just saying. I'm not against that.
Heavy on the ticket home.
I'm just saying though, you know.
She said, my oldest 22, I've never received child support and I have never went trying to file for it. I shouldn't have to go to TGE State for a man to take care of his child or children, but women can be really spiteful in that area. That is a fact.
That's true. Mm-hmm.
Jakia said, yes. I don't know who was making a point, but we've been cooking, so it ain't no telling. Everybody been going off today. I love it. It's hard without assistance, so they're definitely going to struggle. Things speaking to removing federal assistance.
Government assistance.
Oh, we're gonna get into we're gonna do a pod where we get into the scheme about the whole government assistance and
That's
how
a
we can beat it,
fact.
y'all. Yeah, if y'all just gotta tune in with us, y'all don't be like to listen to that shit, but for real,
Yeah.
we
So
know what we know.
I'm gonna be ready for that because I love the
Mm.
topic.
Yeah, we got it where we ain't gotta make it. We ain't gotta make it like that. We ain't gotta make it like that, y'all.
Shout out to Sneak. She's still in there with us. CJ Honesty do cut deep. So
I
so
mean,
CJ is like that
it is
on the
what it
internet and in real life.
it is what it is. I don't. Here's my thing, man, and it's probably one of the main reasons why I will always view Kanye as my favorite artist. He made a statement long before he really got that famous. Said he'd rather use a little bit of energy to tell the truth than to use a whole lot of energy to keep up with a lie. Because at the end of the day,
That's
the
fire.
lie's gonna eventually get found, and then you wasted all that energy for nothing. Well, I
And
could have
really,
just
shit,
told
really
you
so
the truth,
simple.
and you can just simply take it or leave it. So that's what I
Yup.
do, man. I'm just gonna
Yup.
tell you how I feel, what's really on my mind, or give you the logical thing based off the situation.
It
How
can be
you
all so
take it,
simple.
I honestly don't give a shit. But I told you.
Oh my God. I love it, man. Y'all are funny. Ayana said that's right, Bino. He been around since they was little. They fathers living ain't never felt comfortable calling him that because he living. They respect them, love them, and still looks at them as a father figure. Every situation is different because some men are not there, and the children are looking for that missing father. So it depends on the situation and how everybody handles it at the end. That is a fact.
Yeah,
And they ain't gonna lie.
when she mentioned her first shit, I knew exactly what you talking about because she mentioned name, so I already had to speak on that. Like, I stand with him on that. That's why I say I'm the same way. I ain't gonna get into bloodline, but I'm the same way, bro.
You
like,
get it.
I get it, bro. Like,
And like you said, Vito got the family to build. But I will say this, like you said, I don't even like using depends, but there are certain questions where it depends really does work. Let's get into another video. I'm trying to think where I want to take y'all next, man, because it's been some good conversations. But let's get into what it looks like. Like, I know we talking about dating and y'all getting it back together, but let's deep dive into what are your kids seeing while you're dating? Like, what does it look like for the children? Are they really watching you? So y'all make sure y'all tap in. Let's look at the video and get to it.
Can't bring every male around your children. Your children are looking for examples of love, and they are always watching the way mommy is being treated. When you have a male around your son with poor characteristics, and he is watching and being influenced by those characteristics, sometimes you can't undo that damage, because sometimes even if you put a fully developed man around your son, it's going to be hard for him to know the difference, and the two perspectives of what a man is will be in conflict in his own mind. It's your job to protect your son's eyes, whether it's in real life or the television or technology. The same with your daughter. You are teaching her how she is supposed to be treated by the way that you allow a man to treat you. Your children see you even when you don't know they see you. They are always downloading. They are always watching. They will become the feedback of what you're feeding them. Make sure you're feeding them something healthy. Mentally.
What y'all think?
I relate to that shit so much, yo. I relate to it so much.
Let's hear it. Let's hear it. Get to it.
But one, I relate to it because I got a son, you know what I'm saying? He be 16 in August, and he followed me on social media. And you know, I understand what I'm doing on social media. I'm being myself, but I understand that who I'm relating to has nothing to do with him and what I want him to relate to, right? But it's like he's always the first person that watches everything. Like every time I post, like his name is the first person. 3 seconds later. So what I make sure I do is, like he said, is showing him, because like, for one, I'm gonna bounce back real quick, is he's right, because like if our parents allow us to TV and internet to be our influence, then TV and the internet is gonna overpower what they say in the home, and that's just as simple as that. I know that because I'm a product of that. You feel what I'm saying? And you know what I'm saying. But second of all, go back to my son. Like, I make sure I have personal conversations with him, and I give him insight and clarity. You feel what I'm saying? And I also get feedback from his mother. That's why it's good to be good co-parents relationship. You feel what I'm saying? Because I can't see everything, so I'm able to get feedback from his mother, from his family members, and see like what's really going on. And I see it's working, and I see times that it is left field. And I take my time to have that conversation. Like, look, now you're doing that because you feel me. I already know. I don't say now let him watch me and everything, but I also explain to him things that make him know, like, because it's like to him, it's like it's an image of what the rest of the rappers and the motherfucking people are doing. But I had to let him know, like, nigga, we hurt. This shit fucked up. Nigga, shit fucked up. You supposed to be with me in my house. I supposed to marry your mom. I supposed to did this. I supposed to did that. You feel what I'm saying? So while you watching this, understand, nigga, this internet shit, nigga, is for the. You could be a consumer of it, or you could be something different. And you know, I got to break it down to different. So when he watch me, he's able to be like, man, my dad cat.
Anybody else? What are your thoughts on the video before I pose a question?
No, I think it's very imperative to like how your children view your relationships. For me personally, like when I realized like the relationship that I was letting my children view, I had to step away because it was like you don't want them to think that's acceptable. You don't want them to think like it's normal, and you want them to be able to say like, okay, once something is not right, you have to go and you have to do it because it's what's best for you. So, yeah.
That's a bar. That's a bar. Anybody else before I ask the question? That was good. They wait for the question. All right, let's get to it
Yes.
then. So, what are children learning from your dating habits? You can make it personal, you can make it general, but what do you think
They
children are learning from watching you date?
what love look like, how they should be treated. Like if you with someone that's constantly like disrespecting you, bringing different like partners in and out the home, they feel like this is what love look like. I'm gonna be with this man because he buys me this. So I should be able to like they see all of those characteristics and they think it's normal. So now you have a 23-year-old that's with a man that's just gonna accept it because oh my mom's with it and she got this, she got that but deep down he was hurting, you know? So like
That's real. Giovanna, what are children learning from dating habits of their parents?
Uh, I will say I'll speak on my situation, but I mean, they see a lot of stuff. Kids are smart these days. We just talked about it in part one. But a lot of times, some they may see love, happiness, what it takes to, for involvement. For some, see the worst side of things too, for his
Hmm.
arguments and stuff like that. Um, it's a variety of things that they see.
can I hit on what Giovanna just said?
Sure.
As far as like the healthy side too, I feel that too because like for me, my parents been married my whole life. So it's like I see what it takes to have a strong foundation. So when I don't have that, it's like I gotta go. So it's like you it's the standards.
I
That's what I'm
respect
trying to
it.
say.
CJ, what are children learning from your dating habits? Not yours,
Uh,
but just their
Oh, he said
parents' dating
ours.
habits.
Oh,
I was about to say this shit. I only had the one.
Right. That's why I had to make it unpersonal. Pardon self.
Yeah, I was about to say I just had the one. But I guess children, if you let them see like how you treat, like for me, I got a daughter, so if she gets to see like how you treat other women, how you talk to them, how you like treat them or whatnot, it gives her an idea how men
You
should
already
treat
set the
women.
bar.
Yeah,
Hmm.
so like for example, like when my daughter rides with me, yeah, she sits in the back seat, but I always open up the door for her to the point where she stopped opening the door ahead of time and literally just waited until I opened up the door. So that's when we go out to restaurants where we sitting in chairs, I always put a chair out for her, and she's gotten to the habit where she wants to sit in the booth because she don't want me to keep doing that. But if we get a restaurant, we got a chair, I'm gonna do it. But it's just little stuff like that where I always open up the door for her when we go places. So it's just little stuff that she see like that. And I went out one time with me, her, and Sneak, which was like right before she left for Germany. So that was like the one time she got to see all of us together at one time. So she's the same thing I was doing for her. She saw me literally doing to
You look for
Sneak.
somebody else.
So
I
I think
love it.
she really paid attention to stuff like that.
So this the girl from Germany?
Yep.
Yeah,
That's
Yes.
why
that's the
I've
one
been
that's the one
Oh,
that
poking jokes at him the
okay.
whole time.
yeah, that's the one that
Yeah, that
if
makes
I wanted to be in a
Yeah.
serious relationship, I had to literally pack my stuff and go to Germany, but I
yeah.
wasn't going to leave my daughter.
Yeah,
Oh,
shout out
oh,
Sneak.
oh, oh! Shout
But
out
what you
Sneak.
saying, but
Shout
I
out to
love what you
Sneak.
said though,
We
CJ,
support
because
you real
like
bad
Shout
because
out
one
for
thing about
real.
it, we support you real bad. You and whatever CJ got going on. 'Cause I'm
oh
gonna tell
no,
you
for
something.
sure.
CJ ain't one of them. He ain't one of these us. He ain't one of us. So for him to even have you on this platform and you be commenting, it's just like a major.
Oh, I
And
don't
like,
think
And
he
I
planned
already
on that,
told her
big
in the
no. He
video
didn't
chat, I
plan on
felt some
that,
type
big
of way
dog.
when she talked about
but
it over
guess
the
what?
comments.
I didn't say he planned on it. All I said was
Right.
for you to be up here to know
That's a
about it.
fact.
Like, you know what I'm saying? For you have extra access to him without his asking. You feel what I'm
Yeah,
saying?
so
Like, you
Sneak,
know what I'm saying?
again, if you want to just click the link, you can. It's in the comments. I made sure I put that up there
She
right
already
Nah,
got
I
now.
it
gotta
over.
CJ. I hope I ain't embarrass you, bro. But I mean what I say, bro. Like I gotta, bro. Like listen, I know this shit. This shit something different for
No, for
real.
real, that
No,
part.
for sure, for sure. But no, I love it, CJ, about you. Like, you're setting a standard. So, like, when your daughter does get into that dating pool, like, a man not opening the door, that's going to be disgusting to her. Like, it's going to be like, what? You know?
Or
It's
or
like,
she'll even or she'll even know how to articulate the standard that she wants for her. So maybe a man that didn't
exactly.
do it would be like, well, if I want to keep her around, now
He knows
know
what to
that her
do.
daddy do it, I got to do this too. You
Exactly.
feel me? So it does, let her set the standard. Brittany, what are children learning from the dating habits of their parents?
The good, bad, and the ugly.
That's real.
Because if you are bringing good men, well, first of all, I think it should be a window before you even just bring in just someone you just start talking to around your children. So hopefully they are doing that screening and just not bringing every dick and Harry to come around, or you know what I'm saying, or the women as well around their children. But what you allow is setting the tone for what they think is going to be the norm. That's why in general, when you were saying about somebody saying the word, call them a bitch, and then flinch because you probably already heard it around the household where it's nothing, just
bunch
a
of
common
time.
word,
Yep.
right? Versus someone who ain't, but hold up, a bitch, where? You know what I'm saying? Like, we don't, I'm not used to this language. So same
Mhm.
thing with me. And if they see their mama constantly getting beat on, they think, well, that's how to keep my woman in check. I'm gonna have to go upside the head between the wash and dry because she don't want to listen to what I'm saying. So
That's wild, but that's
again,
so true.
So
right.
true.
So again, what we do is what we're setting tone for the next generation, and it's very hard for a lot of them to break that generation because if you think about how you date, either you're doing the complete opposite of what you saw in your household, or you're doing exactly what you saw in your household.
I couldn't have said it better. I think that was the take-home point of the whole video and the whole question is that another thing we have to be careful
Hold
of as
up. Can I
parents.
answer the question before you get into your moderator?
Oh yeah. My bad. I thought I'd ask you. My bad, Bino. What are
Nah.
children learning from dating habits?
Based on the general question for everybody, that based on that dude said and what Brittany said, whatever you present. So I don't know what they present. I don't know what they do. But I go personal this time. When my kids knew, and there's only one that can take all it in because of his age, the last one. But what even the younger ones knew is how adults supposed to treat each other, how you supposed to treat another human being. You feel what I'm saying? Regardless, that's what the younger ones even know. They don't know nothing about relationship part of it. They know about how two adults treat each other with respect. You know what I'm saying? With kindness, with grace, with communication. That's what they seen, even when they ain't know nothing else. And with my oldest one though, it's be hard on these hoes.
This is insane.
I respect it. I respect it because I know what he means. I know what he means.
Yeah.
But I will say this. I think that
when my oldest one know,
God.
one see, when my oldest one was able to, ain't no old guy. Listen, hell, now fuck this because it's a life of this shit. It's a life of this shit. Y'all think I'm bullshitting? It's a
no, I
reason
know.
why.
I know what you meant when you said it. Go ahead. Give him context.
It's a life of this shit that my son see. Be hard on these hoes. Do not make a female your priority. And I say this because I know where I come from. I know where I didn't see. I know what my environment and the people I know that I love, my brother. You know what I'm saying? So what I know is be hard on them. Don't make a female your priority. That's what he see. Make your business your priority. And luckily, I got it together. And I made sure I got it together just in time for him to receive this. Because if he would have been born 5 years earlier, he would have caught me lacking. You feel what I'm saying?
That's a
You feel what I'm
bar.
saying? He would have caught me. If he would have been born 5 years, he would have caught me lacking. You feel what I'm saying? But
Well, let's
he
say females, because hopefully he ain't messing with hoes, because they're a whole different
nah,
category.
man. That's why I didn't say females. I said hoes.
Right. Be hard
I was
on the
about to
hoes.
say because even me as a little nigga would have understood the difference between hey,
Yeah.
that's a female,
Yeah,
oh, that's
I
just
know
one of
what
them
I'm
hoes.
saying. I'm
And
So
talking to
and
now,
men and
fellas,
young
real
boys.
quick.
And ladies,
Fellas,
y'all
real
know.
quick. Oh
Hold
God.
on.
Go ahead.
Y'all, these three on these panels that know they are not what I just said.
True.
Right?
Yeah. I think that's understood. But I
Right?
will
Y'all
say
know
this,
that, right?
fellas.
Do y'all know y'all different from the
Oh,
hoes I
I
know,
for
right?
sure know.
Yeah.
All right.
Right, yeah.
That ain't had to be
Cut it out,
said.
Brittany. So
Yeah,
cut it out,
nah.
Brittany. My son know to be
I
hard on
mean,
these hoes.
I was like, damn.
But I
But no,
will
I
say this
don't
too.
want
Because
your
I
son dealing
definitely
with hoes.
understand
That's
where
what I'm
Bino
saying.
coming
Like,
from,
leave
Yeah,
that
it's a
alone.
difference. And I will say too, fellas, and this is something me and Bino talk about. I always give them shit for it. Don't use females to talk about women. Call them women.
Call it
I
women.
know that sounds crazy, but females, when dudes use females, I don't know. As a dude, it hits my ear funny. Cause I wouldn't want no girl to call me or a woman to call me a male. Like, so these males, like, I don't know, it's just like
Nah,
either
I
you a
think you
man
call
or
me
you
a man.
ain't. Like you a
I'm-
man or you a boy. Either you
I'm
a
a man.
girl or you a woman or a hoe. But you get what I'm saying?
some
Like,
men-
I don't know,
some
female
men-
hit my ear funny. Maybe I'm tripping. Maybe I'm
feel
maybe I'm
you
tripping.
right, because the transition into what's going on. I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Just to
yeah.
make
Call
sure
me
that
a
they
man,
know
call
that.
me a
Yeah.
man.
Call me a
Males
man.
used to be something else one time.
Exactly.
Females
It
used to be
meant
something else.
exactly. There
I
you
got
go.
you.
That's why I always push for dudes to, just eliminate female because it had different
I
connotations.
just say
Bars.
women, ladies,
Women. and men.
There you go.
Bars. He said
women,
bars.
ladies,
Respect.
women, ladies.
Women, ladies. I like
Women,
that.
ladies. I'm
So I said male, female. It sound
Huh?
different.
Male and female, just I'm telling you that
It's
shit.
it don't mean the same no more.
saying female, a man saying these females is like the step brother of just calling them the B word.
Listen, I'm trying to say something without saying something, but y'all gotta realize we're
it
living
don't
in a
mean
different
the
I get it.
same no
I get
more.
it.
right. So
Male
say
and female don't
And
mean the
that's
same.
why I say women, ladies.
women, ladies. That's why.
Because
That's exactly what I was telling Bino. Like, let's not even go down male,
Nah, I
female,
got you.
because
On bars.
yeah,
Bars.
respect,
On
respect.
bars. I got you.
So to the question, I think that my answer would be something to consider, even when you're dealing with someone you're in a relationship with, is that don't assume that your children has the same logic and perspective that you do, because what you do, they do watch it, but you have to consider the X factor. How are they interpreting it? This is going to speak to something we're going to watch later. But to speak to this point right now, if you are just married and you miserable in a marriage and your kids see misery, you can make it to Brittany's point where they don't want to get married, because now they're going to do the exact opposite of what they thought it would be. Now, because you didn't get a context of it's going to be some good times, some bad times. We're not going to always be cool, but I love her, and this is your duty. If you don't give the context behind your actions, children will misinterpret and take it, and they're going to run with it however they interpret it to be. So I think that whenever you're dealing with anyone and you have children, it's always the proper thing to give them the proper context and to answer their whys. Children are naturally curious. If you can't answer the why, either they're going to lose respect for you.
Dang, he was getting in it too.
in the middle of the sentence, lose respect for you.
Well, he gonna come back up. Well, I'm gonna after he finished. I'm gonna say I gotta go. I got another engagement. So y'all been good. I will catch the rest of it.
You know, I love you,
on the-
gang. ABC.
I was about to say, I love
Yeah.
you,
Put that
gang.
AC back on. And so that,
Hold on.
Because-
Let me put it on before I go. Let me-
yeah, put it on for
blow
me.
it.
Because Brittany, you've been glowing this whole show.
Yeah, be safe, you heard? See
I'm
you
a
next
thirst
time.
What y'all
trap
say?
over
Bless.
All right, I'm back.
All right.
What happened?
Oh, Brittany.
Brittany got another engagement to get involved, so she said she see us later.
Okay. My bad, y'all. I don't know, bro. I've been getting the wildest interactions. Somebody just tried to Google meets my ass right then. I'm getting phone calls from people. I'm like, I just told y'all I'm potting. I gave you the link. You know what I'm doing right now. You heard me.
It's the
That's why I
comments.
put
The
that do not
comments going
disturb
crazy.
on,
We went from
man.
27 to 42. We got to get into the comments.
No, for real, yeah, because
crazy.
it's going there, man. Let's get to these comments, man. It's real. Let's see where we stopped at before. Let's start here. Since it said Pino Jones capping.
I don't even know Sincere, so how you know I'm capping, man? Go ahead, Sin.
My kids are learning thought shit. That's funny.
That's crazy.
I totally agree. My oldest two have only been around their father and my partner. My younger two have only been around their father, which is my partner. As a woman and a mother, we're trying to protect our kids mentally and physically. Just like a mother lion, they will protect their cub even from their father. That's why when I see chicks on Facebook in a different relationship every other month and kids don't meet up, that just bothers her, and that's understandable. Oh, Sneak said, "Oh, yeah,
CJ.
yeah. Hey man, we trying to get this destination wedding going. CJ bullshit, and I want to go to Germany."
I
Hey,
want to
but
say,
guess
we're
what?
going to
Yeah, I
Rock
wanna
Hill.
go to Thursday.
But guess what? If y'all
Germany's
go
fun.
to our prior pods, and y'all just watch how CJ stand, y'all understand why Sneak special. Y'all
That's a
understand.
fact.
Watch our
That's
prior pods, SPS podcast, YouTube, man. Go to it.
Yeah.
Watch it, and y'all understand.
CJ,
Ayana said, "Now don't get me wrong. I have my faults, but now when it comes to who I introduce or have involved in my kid's life, I don't play about that."
Fact.
Sincere said, "So are the women setting examples for their children themselves?" Yes,
Oh,
whether they know it or not.
not whether they know it or not. Hell yeah.
For real. Ayana, listen to the Bino, y'all. He has really grown up a lot for real because he was hell. We know him personally. That is a fucking fact. We
Yeah, I grown up.
appreciate his growth.
Thank you.
Dead ass. For real. Sincere. Or are they taking a social media approach and raising their children in the household? I'm going to put a pin in that. I'm going to come back to that question.
Ooh.
I'm going to definitely come back to that. Willis Wood, shout out to Willis. He said, "Swear I just said,
Wood?
fuck them kids before I seen this live." Hop on, man. Click the link. Them kids getting on niggas' nerves.
Yeah.
Shakira said, "Dang, it was getting good." Yeah, Brittany always come with a dope perspective, man. Shout out to Brittany, man. I
That's out
fuck
of
with all
Brittany.
us on SPS. Sneak said, "Don't gas me up, Bino. No, we're gonna keep putting
Nope.
gas in that car until
No
it gets us
gas.
to Germany.
This is
Fuck
an
you
electric
mean? We
car
trying
right
to,
there. This is
you know what I
electric,
mean?
no gas. We gonna do tonight. Keep that man charged. He gonna
You know what I
ride.
mean?
I
You
have
hear
We
me?
tried.
charge that man up. We Tesla.
So I want to get into it's a lot of good topics left, and we are 2 hours in. Like this is like I got like at least 5 or 6 more heavy hitting questions. We're gonna get through what we can though, and I'm gonna try to make sure we covering all aspects of the conversation. So let's get into social media claiming or raising children. Shout out to Javon. She sent me this clip. She found a way to compartmentalize it. And I think the sincerest point, speaking of social media and what they're learning from it, let's get to it.
Am I the only one that don't have an
I
audio?
can't
No,
hear it.
I
I
can't
can't
hear
hear
nothing
it.
either.
I can't hear it.
I was like, am I tripping or what?
Yeah, I can't hear it.
Your mic muted, Jay. Your mic muted.
Again, I was like, why was my mic muted? I was tripping. All right, y'all hear me now?
Yeah,
Yeah.
yeah, yeah. The
All right.
We
video.
couldn't hear the audio though.
Yeah, I think I downloaded that incorrectly. That's on me, y'all. But what I will say, what the video was speaking to was there was, I believe, a class action lawsuit by parents claiming that social. Am I getting this right, Giovanna? That social media was influencing the children in a certain way to where a class action lawsuit was brought up.
So I got you. It was more so of the parents was accusing the CEOs of these social media platforms for what's happening with their kids. That's to include bullying, different sexual acts, harassment, involvement with underage kids and things of that nature. I think some bullying led to maybe death by suicide, fights, and things of that nature. I think some of them were a few deaths in that. So the
Yeah, I
parents was
seen.
I
blaming
know. I was
that,
about to say. I know.
and
I heard about the death by suicide with these kids.
Yeah,
and that came off social. That came off. I think it was on Capitol Hill, but how we was kind of explaining, and I think we had the CEO of Facebook. He stood up and apologized. But the point I had brought to Strato is like it's not the platform. I think it's parenting. Because if
It's
you
heavy
don't,
on the
you know,
parenting.
you allow your child to be on that platform, so that open up that whole can of worms to someone that's not physically right there with your child to be engaged with your child. A lot of the nowadays people want to go with, all right, what's the norm? What's popping right now? And what's trending, and allowing that child to do so, and you taking that those blinders off and putting your child to that real world. So like I said, Facebook not going to message your child. It's someone on the opposite end using that platform to message your child.
And what you just said resonates so much because it just so happened. Like I know me and you particularly, and Jerron particularly, we remember when Facebook first came out.
Yep.
Right? Because Jerron was only a year ahead of us when Facebook was first created. It was his freshman year in college.
Mm-hmm.
It was our freshman year in college when we came and the sophomores introduced us to Facebook. Am I lying?
That's a fact. That's a fact. That is a whole fact, bro. And like you said, it was a shift, a real shift.
It was a shift, and it happened fast. So what happens is you can't blame that, man. Because listen, before social media, it was movies. Only your parents allowed you to watch certain movies. Only your parents allowed you to listen to certain music because your parents had to buy the CD. Your parents had to have the CDs laying around. Your parents had to have VHS tapes laying around. If they wasn't laying around, we ain't gonna come across them.
There you go.
So what you saying is everything to a T. Now it's in a different level of social media. So social media have guidelines where if you do give your child a phone, that there are guidelines you can set from your phone to have on their phone where they can't come across what they see. So it's
that's the thing. People ain't gonna take the time out to do that.
So it goes back to what Javon is saying. It still falls back on parenting.
I got my daughter a phone, and when I had set it up, when I made the account for her, I had all the parental controls and everything set up there. Hell
Cause I
yeah.
know my daughter, she's 13. I'm still going through that phone. Like, what y'all been talk about?
Yeah.
Mhm.
And I
You know,
think to
'cause-
go ahead. I'm sorry,
oh no,
not to
you
cut your
fine.
wisdom, Sadia.
No,
No,
you
go
fine.
ahead. Finish your thought.
No, it's okay.
Damn, man, I feel bad. Made me want to cry a
No,
little bit on the inside. But but to Javonda's point, like this is the thing, like I think that we are living in a society where it's so easy to sue. It's so easy to find somewhere else to place blame. And we have just literally took this shit and ran on a totally different level. Because let's keep it real, prior to social media, bullying was always a thing. And I'm not saying it's right or wrong. I'm just saying that was the harsh realities of growing up. People
Damn right.
start comparing themselves to each other. Kids are coming from trauma in the home. They bringing that shit to school. It's
Damn right.
infectious. And this was
Right.
always here. You know what I'm
It's
saying?
always here, son.
Now, granted, it is seen on a larger scale, but this is why, like you said, I can't blame the parents for, I can't blame anyone other than the person that decides to self delete. Let's start there. I know that might sound weird if the person's a child, but let me say that you can't control if someone decides they don't want to be here anymore. But as a parent, you can be a lot.
You could be a lot more influential into that and explain it to them, especially at our age. Like I be like I know Stratter won't go say this, but just bounce it off without just knowing him enough to know what he gonna say. It's like the same thing when people say, "Man, I miss having cookouts. I miss family coming together and throwing cookouts." Do y'all not realize we are at that age now where they was doing that? Like that's
Yeah.
up to us to do.
Yeah.
You feel what I'm saying? That's up to us to do. Like we're still living in a time where we was kids. Well, not us, particularly on this pod, but like it's like we don't want to accept it's our time now. You feel what I'm saying? We understand the new age.
Having
Our
the family
parents don't.
cookout.
Our grandparents don't. We understand. We the ones that got to adjust. We can't look to them. You feel what I'm saying? Like we know what's going on. So it's like
So
if you're
what can, oh, my bad.
Go ahead.
Oh, my bad. No, so I was just gonna say it is big on the parenting too, because just like I would say last week we had an issue where the kid was at school and this other Caucasian kid called her the N-word and then pulled her hair. This had nothing to do with social media. This is another example of bad parenting. Like, how's your 7 or 8 year old even picking up that type of
That's
language?
learned behavior because
Right.
Yeah.
In the household. So, that's why I say it goes back to parenting, not with social media, because the only social media they have is like leapfrog stuff or whatever on the tablet. That's not even like
that.
Facebook
But
or
let's say
anything
for
like that.
example, the parent never took the time out to have that conversation with their child because they never knew it was going to exist. So the reason why that child pulled the hair because of the N-word is because of the internet, right?
No, the child called her
Yeah, we're talking
N-word
about-
and then pulled her hair. It was the same person that did both actions.
Oh,
Mm.
So
dang.
that means
Damn.
you
I
picking
thought it
up
was
the
like a
N-word in the house.
Yeah, I seen that video.
No,
that
Why
this
you
video.
got the
happened
news?
here. I'm saying this happened here, within the household. So that's I'm just like, how is that? That child is that's the language that you're talking within the house around, or 6, 7, 8 year old, and then that child is bringing it back to the school.
I'm gonna stay out of this one.
So that's
Mhm.
parenting.
I gotta stay out of that.
Yeah,
But
it
even
goes
if
back to
that's the
parenting. Go
language
ahead.
even if that's a word that's frequent, it's still a learned behavior because, like you said, you should be able to have that conversation with your child, and they know you're not supposed to be saying this. It's just like a curse word. Like,
It's not about the word, but if you disrespect me and I'm able to whip your ass and get away with it,
That's what happened.
yeah, all right. So my eyes gonna do the same thing. I don't know about. It's not about the
Yeah.
word. It's about the disrespect. You know what I'm saying?
But-
They females, so it's different. But as men, if my son called me like, yo, I whip this dude white boy ass because this boy would talk shit to me and he called me a nigga. I know it won't about the nigga. He don't know nothing about being a nigga. But what he know is that you ain't disrespect to me. So I'm gonna whoop you and I'm gonna go home.
I think that the thing to consider in this conversation, like you said, is that like we got to be careful as parents and in the world we in now when it comes to like what we place blame on, because suing social media is equivalent of someone trying to get rid of guns because people die from them. You can't punish the medium and not deal with the source of what the hell really happened, right? Guns don't kill people. People that have guns kill people.
And
Social
we-
media,
and we-
you feel
and we-
me?
And we don't go on the military, and we don't go out of the country to buy them. They get dropped
Right.
off to us in our
There you
environment.
go. And so, like you said, I think that part, social media is the same way, and I think that it's a dangerous argument. It's a dangerous place to get into where parents feel the need to scapegoat anything around that's dictating the results they're getting from their children. It's a slippery slope. And, sometimes what might seem right in the moment can have some crazy consequences on the back end. So I don't even think we should open up that can of worms. But like y'all said, maybe if I don't think the answer should have been a class action lawsuit. Maybe it should have been something to where social media or even parents or like a connection of the two. You have to have filters to where once based on your birth date, there's certain things you can and can't say and or do. But then that opens up the realm of censorship, right? So all of this kind of is like it can span a little deeper than what's in front of us. And I think we live in a society now to where we're real reactionary to everything. And I don't think that we put it in the proper context of what is here, what's the now, and what's assumed thereafter. People just worry about what's going on right now. And it's like, bro, there's so many things that feed into other things that it makes it tough to solve any one problem with being reactionary.
Hey, but Strata though. But guess what? In this lawsuit, I can guarantee you ain't people from the hood that's doing this lawsuit. Like that's the thing about it. The law is the law, and it's like they gonna change the law. See, when they stepped up, they might not get no money, they might not win no lawsuit, but I guarantee you, if enough of them do what they doing, if enough of us did what we doing, it still ain't gonna work. Enough of them doing what they doing, it's gonna work out for us too. So we don't want our kids. I don't want to say they, but y'all understand what I'm about to say. Like they might do suicide and all this. I was the ones that's going out here and getting locked the fuck up and getting killed early. So we are both going through the same trauma, no matter what culture. To the access of social media, it's just that they make the news because they the ones that take the steps to change it. And that's, to be honest, we accept it. We are the consumers. Once it hurt they home, rap was cool. Y'all can rap all y'all want. Y'all could be in New York and Cali, rapping the game big and all y'all want. But once it hit our home, we're gonna change the way this shit works.
That's fair. That's a fair point, Bino. I mean, that's a fair point. I ain't have a rebuttal to that. But I do think
they
that
need to sue because it is out of hand.
I don't think so because I don't think
that's the only thing gonna change because we can't count. Like if we talk about individually, they don't need to sue for us, but they need to sue for the people, for our people, because our people ain't gonna take the time out to. They don't have the resources
to do it. I'm saying
time out. They have to go to work for minimum wage. They have to go work for 10 hours a day, 9 hours a day. That is what keep their kids calm right now, right? So they already.
I can agree with that, but I don't think that the lawsuit should be on the table at all, regardless of the reason, because the problem isn't with the site. The problem is with those that are using it.
It's not with the site, but what I'm saying is what it's going to change is the way you can use it. That's the reason why motherfuckers can't get Pornhub in North Carolina right now.
Right, but back to your point, dead ass.
Somebody went to court and said, yo, niggas in North Carolina freaky as fuck. And somebody in the shit said, I don't want them to have access to that shit no more. And now y'all don't have access.
The reason why that Pornhub thing happened, because I looked it up. Well, somebody sent it to me now, and I verified and looked it up. But it was because it confirmed that during an IP address search for North Carolina, more than 60% of the research for Pornhub was actually inside of schools.
See what I'm saying?
Most like 60% of the IP address were connected to school systems.
Right. So that
means most people that are watching it were watching it at a school, not at home.
So it goes back to what I'm saying. So that makes a higher chance of sex trafficking. It makes a higher chance of pedophile shit that be going on, right? Because these kids are on the shit and the parents don't have a room to control how much. That's what's going to keep their kids well enough. And we cannot be down too bad on them about it because they going to work. They got some feet. You know what I'm saying? They trying to tell them something, but that's one person. That's a single mom compared to the rest of the world.
But this is my point I'm making, Obino. Once you open up that door, you don't. The problem with these open laws and lawsuits is they never have the restrictive boundary on it. And so, like, if you start opening the door and they sue Facebook and Facebook's like, all right, we got y'all, we're gonna pay y'all out. But after that, we're gonna be in all y'all business. Everything you post, we got access to. Now I need access to your whole phone.
Okay,
they already got it now, but I
I'm
think
with
that's
too.
the but I think that's the problem
That
that
too. 'Cause
most.
if you're
But
a
it's the
part of
thing, you with it.
illegal, anything
asked
that
my
go against the
question.
law,
What does
your
it
ass
look
shouldn't be on social media. If
Yeah,
you are
you.
part of anything that's supposed to be the underworld, your ass should never bring that shit to citizens. This is a
But
citizens platform.
but
This
it's the
was
thing though,
meant
do you
for to
know?
be for.
But I'm gonna tell you, this is the deeper part of it. You're only speaking to the negative things that should be regulated. But how can I even decipher as a government? No, I'm looking at all your shit. I'm looking at the text message you sent your moms. Now I gotta have access to everything you post anywhere, and now it's all up on the table because I don't get a chance to decipher. I gotta see it all to know what I will and won't allow. And I think
It's a
that's why it's
process, bro.
dangerous.
It's
Is
a
because
process, bro.
And
these laws
first you
never
start-
they didn't never set the end goal of the joint. It's
First-
always
That's what I was. That's what I
Right,
was
but
Yeah.
what they
like,
allow
what
is
does that look
setups.
like?
They allows the rock to sleep method. They allow that, right? So it's little things that they allow that they see gets out of their control. And then
this goes back to the Patriot Act. But go ahead.
them people come back because it affects them. It affects them. So then them people come back, and they say, "Oh, it's getting out of control. Let's set a new law." Now we know about them laws that they did when it got out of control. But in this particular case, when we come to the internet, all right, if you set boundaries and then we watching your text, well, stop texting. Stop talking on the phone. Like we know, you, Jerron, you know what I'm talking about. Like it
Yeah.
needs to go back to that, bro. If you're a part of a different world, you ain't supposed to never been on social media from day one doing what you do. You ain't never supposed to
That's
been that.
Yeah, but I will say this though, Bino. I think that to your point, we've already seen this play out with the Patriot Act. The Patriot Act was started as a way terrorists were using mobile devices, and the government was trying to make a stand, saying in order for us to stay a step ahead of them and to see what they doing, as a government, the act was written for them to be able to seize and tap into what terrorists were doing. Well, the problem was the language in these laws that get enacted, it affected everybody. And so this is why it was such a big pushback, because it's like, yo, I know you want this for terrorists, but what about the average person that just want to go shopping on Walmart? Why do you get to see what the fuck they doing? And I think that even with this law, like I said, this is why all this shit is, you have to be mindful of the can of worms you open, and why it's so important is because
I'm mindful.
if you,
I got Walmart
I know
app
you,
right
but
there.
that's what I'm saying. You're mindful, Bino, but we're talking about the average Joe. And again, to your point,
We need
all
to
right,
tell them. We need
but
to
that
tell
check
them.
this though,
Tell
Bino.
them. Tell them right now, Strata.
Tim
Tell
Tim
them.
Ford Tim Ford did the realest shit, bro. There was a recent terrorist in Cali, right? Government was like, yo, we know this dude's a terrorist. We're gonna try to do our best to track his moves. They went to iPhone. They went to Apple. Give us access to his device. You know what Tim said? No. You know why he said no? He said, because the moment I give you access to this man, you're going to have all of the things we've done to make this secure for our general users that ain't in the mix of dumb shit. You open up the can to where now I can do that to anybody because you let it go one time. And I think that, to my point, that's why trying to point a finger at social media, I think it's the right play, but I think that if the CEO is not mindful in how he enacts what he wants to change, if he's not very specific, it can lead to other shit, which is why, again, I know we off topic, but it's on topic. So this is why it's dangerous to make the argument that something like homosexuality can be genetic. You want to know why that's dangerous? Not for the sake of homosexuals or understanding why they are the way they are, but the thing is, if you can say that a behavior is genetic, then it opens the door for somebody that just mass murdered 1 million people to say, that's in my genetic pool. You can't charge me for that. I was genetically disposed.
That shit genetic.
You see what I'm saying? But you see how when you open one can of worms, if you're not thinking about the soon thereafter, you can really put yourself in some shit as parents trying to blame things outside of your parenting style
I get what you're
on
saying.
what you do. You feel me?
I get
That's all I'm
what you're
saying.
I get what you're saying. But what I also learned from you is probability over possibility. So
True.
my thing is this: it's more probable that the ones that control what we all use while we out here right now make a guideline where we have to be smarter into what we do besides using it for what it's meant for, than to counter every parent.
Say that
Like,
again.
we
Give me
can't
more.
count-
Say that again.
We can't count on society to understand that. Like, me personally, I'm gonna give
Uh-huh.
my kids a phone.
Yeah, you should. I think you should. They should have it.
Right?
Yeah.
Right. But I also understand there are guidelines that I know they can't access. Me and their mothers know that. So I'm still responsible on parenting because it's not about the technology or the internet, like you're saying. It's about what we do. But what I'm saying, I can't count on the rest of the world. I can't count on the rest of his class, the other 21 people in his class, for their parents to do the same. So as a parent, what I'd rather do is you make guidelines to these motherfuckers where they can't even access. I gotta wage my war. I gotta wage it.
I just think that it comes at the casualties after the fact is so much more damaging. I'm gonna tell you why, Bino. If we were dealing with an upright government that took every problem and addressed it the way it should be, and they were clear and concise, I would totally agree with you. The problem is that legislators and politicians, they leverage laws and they start throwing little shit in, and because most people that they want to agree.
But you're agreeing with me, basically. We know that because we on point.
Right. The average person isn't.
All right, so we could teach our kids that, but what happens when they go to Berkeley Middle School? What happens when they go to a high school? What happens when they go to Compton? What happens when they go to Bronx? All right, so we talk. All right, it's 21 other motherfuckers. We count on their parents too to tell them the same thing.
No, you can't.
And they spending most of their time as age get older. They in sports. They in this. They in that. They spending most of their time with them, and we the only ones that's telling. So I can't count them. So what I'd rather is if I would never side with the government, bro. But when it comes to my kids, if it's just to protect them, we the ones that got to figure out that, all right, it's different guidelines we got to move about. But if it's protecting my kids, I die for my kids. You will. So it's protecting them. They can't access that bullshit no more. So if it's up to me to go around that, then I take that motherfucking. I
see your point. I see your point. For the sake of the children, you're willing to give up some liberties to make sure they're cool.
Yeah,
I can respect that. CJ, I put you in the middle because I was like, you're hearing both sides of this. What you think? What you think about this conversation we're having about social media, responsibility, and parents and children? Where you at with it?
Hey, straight up, it's on the parents first and foremost. Like I said, I got my daughter 9 now. When I got her a phone, she was 8. And I already had it like parental set up and everything. She was limited to certain things she can look at, go to, research. I get a text message for everything that she does. She's only got like a handful of phone numbers in it, which was me, her mom, my mom, her grandpa. Like it was like literally a handful of numbers in there. And she can't just go on YouTube and look at stuff. And when she went on YouTube, she went on YouTube for Minecraft and Pokemon anyway. Yeah. But it also limits her from certain YouTubers that might use profanity or talk a certain way in their videos. So it cuts all that out. Most parents ain't doing that. I've been around enough parents to know that they hand their kid a tablet with Coco Melon, which is brain numbing. And they just hand it to them and let them go on by their day. So when it says has social media replaced raising children, some parents are doing that.
Yeah,
my daughter has a tablet. But it's not a low percentage. It's definitely not.
It's a lot.
Yeah, my kid got electronic devices and whatnot, but in most cases, she's not really using them. I'm very interactive with her, so it's not like I'm gonna hand her a tablet and call it a day. I'm gonna hand her a phone and call it a day and just, hey, go away. No, but I've seen a lot of parents do that. They just get a kid a cell phone, and you know the kids used to it when they hand them the cell phone and they put the password in themselves. Not the
parents.
They're
not unlock it. Yeah.
Man, they know how to put the password in. They were 3, 4 years old.
That's
like,
a fact,
you can't
bro.
even say 3.
They scream babies. Yeah, they scream babies. They scream babies.
Over matter. They are mind over matter.
Yeah. So they all that stuff they watching made brain numbing, and yet this kid knows your password to your phone and the tablets and everything. No, the password to put in the Wi-Fi. I have seen this, and that kid was like, "Oh," and yet they can't even speak.
They can't read. That be the part that be fucking me up. That's why I said, man, I think that to CJ's point, and even I understand Bino's point now, bro. Like you articulated it well. I think that, like you said, your point is you're willing to give up the civil liberties to protect the next generation of children. My point was arguing that I don't like how the government take a proactive method for us to protect our children and then weaponize it against us. I don't like that.
I agree. Yeah. But we are so used to that.
Yeah, we know how to move around it. We know how to move around it, even if they do it. That makes sense. That's real. That's real. I think that's fair, bro. I like that. I like that. You know what I'm saying? Respectful discourse, man. That's what the fuck we about. We gonna get to the real shit. You hear me? Yo, Willis had a good question. I'm gonna get these comments, but I'm gonna start with Willis's question because I think it was a dope one. He said, as fathers, how can we presently raise kids and actively provide for the family?
That's a good question. What you doing, Willis? What you're doing now, Willis? Keep doing it and keep elevating.
Because that brother got like 30 jobs, man. Every time I turn around, he working.
What Willis is doing right, what Wood is doing right now.
But okay, now let's speak to what he's saying though. Because what he said is, with all them jobs, that's only the provision part of it. He's talking about raising them as well.
Yeah,
because that's different.
What I said. Doing what he doing.
Because he works. That man works.
Doing what he doing, right. Elevating. Doing what he doing and not getting content. Well, doing what all of us do. Cooling wood and not getting content. Right? Well, we need to work for freedom. We don't need to work. We don't need to work to provide. They think we need to work to provide. What we know we need to do is work for freedom. So that way.
And I'm gonna keep it real.
Right?
I think that to speak to the raising part of the rearing of children, I think that it's important that as daddies, we don't get so caught up in the resource part of it and that we really take the time out to instill what we want our kids to know.
Don't take the time out to party all the time. When you get your time out, take that time out with them. Don't take the time out.
You got to pour into your children. Yeah, like, and I think that for so easy for some dudes, it's such a hard pass on them and say, well, I bust my ass, I did my 60 hours this week. As a mom, you shouldn't be asking me shit about them kids. Figure it out. And I think that hands-off approach is why so many kids are fucked up. Right.
My boys.
Yeah, I done put in my time, and I think that as fathers, like, it is important. Provision is a huge part of our duty, but I think the other part is we have to be that voice of reason for our kids. We got to be the mentors. We got to be the walking example that gives them context. Because for a lot of people, I know people that grew up in 2-parent households that say, nigga, my daddy was like a statue. Like, he was a ghost dad, meaning he was there, but when the nigga was off work, he was watching the game, going to fuck to sleep. So he was physically present, but he did no rearing of the children. And that's what the kids took from that. Like, yo, bro is not here. He's here, but he ain't. And so I think that's a dangerous, slippery slope too. Like, I think as fathers, like, we know, how society is set up, and we know we got to keep our shit together. But I think it's just as important that you taking those times out to get context to your children as to why you doing and what you doing. Because without it don't mean shit.
That's why I said I'm very big on a lot of the things that my dad did with me and my older brother, I do with my daughter. He was very big on when I didn't fully stay with my dad. My older brother did, but I didn't fully stay with my dad. But I was going every other weekend, almost every summer, unless I had like a summer event for like GRTC or something. Then he was pulling up for those. So when I'm with my dad and I'm with him, bro, he's interacting with me, or he'd be like, hey, come with me, we're gonna do this. We about to go do this. We're gonna go here. It was all about he's involving himself with me.
Involving them into what you're doing. That shit matters, bro.
Bro, there was a time when I was with him for the summer, and he actually had to work for at least that first week while I was there, because usually it takes like a 2-3 week time frame off when I come. But at first we had to work. But he was like, hey, I go to work at this time. When I get off, be dressed and ready. All right, cool. So every time he got off, I knew, all right, he's going to be off at this time. He'd be dressed and ready this time. I get dressed and ready. He pull up, and I'm over here like, he ain't even changing out his clothes. He just like, fuck it, we about to
get straight back into it. Yeah, it's time to get back out. Shout out to Jakia. She said, I parent control everything, as you should, Jakia. That's a fact. Sincere said, how many of y'all were raised on the Booty Talk series? See, he going, boy, he went old school for real.
Wow. Every time Sincere comes in, be on that bullshit.
He do.
And it's crazy that he be talking crazy, but at the same time, you can't even argue against this, man. You like, I already know what he's talking about, man. Volume 14, like
Booty Talk 9 or something like that. And I think I was like, I was a kid, I was a teenager. Booty Talk 9, I think, was the last one. And then after that, like, shit started going crazy. Like, you know what I'm saying? The phone started up. You know what I'm saying? I watched way more porn when I was a virgin, basically. So around like Booty Talk 9, I was like 13, 14, 15, somewhere around there. You know what I'm saying? But to answer his question,
we was on that.
Cause my nigga on some bullshit. He know about that Booty Talk taught us 80s baby.
That's another talk for another day. That's a whole show. I want to do something on that because I got a whole. That's a fact. Jakia said, because I had to take my baby off the school bus because them kids are different. They definitely are.
Oh,
See,
yeah.
come through with a comment, Sincere, on that, or what I just said, Sincere. You still watching? Come through the comment. So these folk don't see I ain't lying, man.
And Willis, yes, we are the old heads now, bro. For real.
But
Yep, that is a fact. Vito Jones, you talking about the government now. That is a fact.
yeah,
Parents out of control know what's going on in their children's lives, but they aren't taking the initiative to monitor their children intake. That is a fact.
Swear to God.
Hmm. We should be able to sue the music industry for promote the destruction of generations. Then, and I
That'll
think
never happen.
but that's what I was speaking to. Why is dangerous start opening a can of worms?
oh,
Because
hey, let's keep going through these
Because
comments.
for you to, if they were to start that, let's say for example, somebody successfully gets it going and makes it to federal court. For you to do that, you would now have to backtrack
All
music
right.
to
We'll
80s,
ask a
70s.
question,
Because
but
at the end
nah,
of the day,
we'll ask a
there's
question.
songs where they talk crazy.
So should we be against? So we'll ask a question that rests take me in present time, right? So we should be against Charleston White, or should we be with him?
You said what?
Should we be against Charleston White and what he stand for? Because look at Wood question. The shit that Charleston White be talking is very on the high level of what Wood just asked. So and we are all, well, I ain't gonna say we all, but the bulk of the community is what against what was going on right now with Charleston.
yeah, but I think that Sincere
And I'm
actually
using
answered
him
it in
as
the
an
next
example.
comment. Yeah, but I
Alright.
think Sincere hit it. He said, "What happened to the freedom of speech or First Amendment right?" And I think that's where that gets tricky
Oh,
when you
that's
try
Yeah,
to,
I was
you
about to
feel
say,
me?
it's a lot
Because
of
now
things
you
that
start
Charleston
violating
White-
people's rights.
It's a lot
I'm
that
not
he
taking
said that I
nobody's
support.
side. All I'm saying is these are open questions that Wood and Sincere responded to that is we need to talk about. Because listen, it's like a real balance to this shit. What Charleston White is trying to tell us goes against what Sincere responded to, but
I think
can't tell
I'm
y'all what
gonna
I
tell
think
you.
right
I'm gonna
now.
tell you what I think. I
Let's
think
be
that
honest.
but see what the difference between what Charleston said and what Willis asked was Charleston is saying stop allowing your children to be raised and affected by what they see. He's not saying sue them. He's just saying we got to stop upholding this nigga shit.
Now listen, but the reason why he's saying what he's saying is so he can get enough motherfucker to realize that to sue them.
I don't think he
Yes,
would go to the
man.
lawsuit,
Suing
bro.
part. It ain't the suing part.
Bro,
It ain't the
he's
suing
in
part.
court, bro. He been in court since you ever knew him. Like now we can debate because I be fact checking this type nigga. This nigga been in court before anybody knew Charleston White. He played
Yeah,
in court.
but when he was in the court doing all that stuff, a lot of folks weren't listening. Now he had a position where people are listening, but at this point he's saying instead of fighting to
Man.
shut it down, just simply avoid it. Don't
Yeah,
mess
he's
with
just
it.
saying don't
Let
fuck
it,
with
he
it.
basically saying
But-
it's there. We know it's there, but don't entertain it. Don't feed into it. Stay your
Okay,
ass
I'm
over
not
here.
disagreeing with y'all with that. I agree with y'all. But what strategist said is you don't think he'll play court about this shit. If you had enough motherfuckers that went to Charleston White right now and cried and blamed hip hop for the reason why they child did, you think Charleston White ain't gonna say all we gotta do is go to motherfucking DC?
I think he would do it, but I think that's the problem
That's
we were
what
talking
I'm
to before is
saying.
that people are looking for someone to blame as
But
opposed to the
Willis
mirror.
asked, do you think he asked a question that
Yeah,
they didn't
and that's why I said I don't think we should sue the music industry
I
because
don't
at the end
think
of the
so
day,
because you gotta go backwards. Then you gotta shut down a
yeah,
lot of
it's
shit.
so
There's a lot of
retroactive to
songs
even
that,
get there.
That had some songs were directly just talking about explicit crazy shit, and then there was some that was doing subliminal
Nah,
messages.
bro. If I
Missy
was to
Elliott
sue,
is an icon, and yet her song "Get Your Freak On"
this
was
how I
like
would sue
that.
the industry. This how I would sue the industry. To answer this question, because y'all missing me. This how I would sue the industry. The hip hop industry is not allowed on the internet. You gotta go back to buying CDs. You have to have an age limit to watch their videos. It gotta go back on the network. Whereas though, if you wanted to be sponsored, then if you got a rated R video, you gotta be okay with it only being shown after a certain time. So if your kid come across my video, that means you had your kid up at 12 o'clock at night. See,
But I don't think it eliminates the problem though.
no,
I still don't
yes,
think.
it does.
But that's no. I'm gonna tell you why.
It minimizes it. It does regulate it. It does
No, but I'm gonna tell you why. It's still gonna go back to parenting because guess what? We were up late at night watching BET Uncut and had no fucking business doing it.
Guess what? At a smaller scale.
It wasn't?
Yes, it was.
I would say it was because won't everybody doing
at
that?
a smaller scale,
A lot of folks. A lot of
Okay,
kids-
it was
lot
at
of
a
parents
smaller
make
scale,
little
but
videos.
but the effect was still the same though.
Porn is because my homeboy brought a tape to me in school, nigga. It wasn't
Right,
because
but
I had everybody
your
had
point-
a phone in class, bro.
guess what? And this is the thing that we gotta
One
understand about
man.
laws, though. This is what we gotta say about laws, though, Bino. The more you try to regulate shit, the more you're gonna tempt people to
I
want
know
to
that.
do
I'm
it.
not talking about a whole bunch of laws. All I'm saying to answer that man question. To answer that man question.
Yeah,
You
you
can
think
sue
you
for-
think you should
can-
sue? You think you should
for
sue?
the right thing. When we say sue,
So
the
what would you
industry,
sue for? What would you sue the
I'm
industry
suing
for?
for the access
The
to the hip hop.
excessive exposure.
Yes, that's what I'm suing for.
I
Yes,
don't-
Because technically,
yeah.
he's got a point. Because technically, if you compare the amount of exposure to any pornographic material compared to what it was back then, it was definitely a lot harder. I remember I wanted the last album I ever bought on a CD was Snoop Dogg's Blue Carpet Treatment.
niggas sell
I had to
drugs
have
on the
my older
internet, CJ.
cousin. Yeah, I had to ask my older cousin to buy it for me because they told me no at Walmart. Because it was you got to be 18 in order to buy that shit.
I get your point, but I think that all of this goes back.
You
Yo,
raise
this is
the
all
age
right.
limit on cigarettes, but you make it more accessible to anybody to access the most rated R shit America is a part
I'm
of.
gonna just keep it real
Talk
to
to me,
get
man.
back. Yeah, of course, and I'm gonna definitely put us right back on track too. Like this is why this is such a line with this conversation with blended families, step families, and just families in general. Is that at some point, as parents, as step parents, as blended families, you have to put the onus on yourself to prepare your children for the nasty world of head. Shielding them from it, restricting them from it will not stop what will be. And no matter what law you do, so I'm not saying that it's not a righteous act to do so. I'm just saying it doesn't change the outcome of what will happen regardless. And I think that this goes back to, we all know as fathers, there's certain things we instill in our kids, whether we got boys or girls, to make them move a certain way, right, Bino? But we don't even try to control what happens outside our house. We just prepare them for it. And I think that when you try to start controlling shit, it get funny and funky because the people you're trying to reach, they just gonna use it to manipulate you. In my opinion.
Listen. I don't give a fuck how famous you are. You only can reach a certain amount of people. If you're the government, you reach everybody because it's a law. Because it's a law. That's my point. Like, yeah, we could talk about the families. We could talk about what people allow and what this. But if you're the law, everybody has to abide by it, or they're going to disobey it, and they're going to have regulations that they know about. So at the end of the day, the way I would want it is that, yeah, man, I listen to gangster music because I relate to it. I listen to love music because I relate to it. I listen to sex music because I relate to it. I understand the dialogue and what they're saying. Bro, don't count on me to explain every song to my kids that they come across. Like
that's real.
You're asking me to explain a song every day.
Yeah.
You're asking me to go away from my job and making sure they got clothes and they're fed. You're asking me to make sure I show them other things. You're like, listen, if I was the government and y'all, I'm never be the government. I hate the government. But if I was the government, yes, I'm going to accept that lawsuit to shut down the assets of all y'all kids getting access to everything we get access to.
But that could be another rabbit hole within a rabbit hole within a rabbit hole. I think that the artist should take more of a proactive stance, just like to the video. I think Facebook and other social media platforms should definitely do a better job of. It's the onus is on them, the creator, to create better content,
bro.
And I think that's real.
It's nothing to create regulations, bro.
Shout out to BG, the family,
bro. When we BG, what's up, BG?
What's good, brother?
Real nigga
what's up?
Hey, yo, we got a real nigga on the pod. BG, hey, but look,
what's happening? Yeah.
But listen, it was regulations when we came. It was for college students.
True. And I think that, like you said,
it was for people 17 and up.
Yeah.
And then after that, it was for people that was parents. And now, if I give my son a phone that's 5,
he
can go to school,
yeah,
and get access to it. Why is he allowed to do that?
I do think you're right. I think that again, but it goes back to the proactiveness of the creator. They have to go back to regulating a little better. I think two things can be true. I think that yes, social media plays a role in being a vehicle to fuckery happening. But on the back end of that, we still have to be responsible for doing our parts as parents to ensure that even with the temptations of the world, that we're still proactively trying to reach our children in a better way. I got one more topic I'm gonna get to because my phone been blowing up.
Man, we
It's
about to
still
go.
blowing up
I
now.
miss SPS podcast.
That shit is
I miss
crazy.
being on the set with CJ Estrada.
Yeah. We
Yo,
got,
son, we about to go. I'm about to hold y'all niggas up.
let's do
I
it.
might. Yeah, let's go.
Yeah, let's go. I got one more video. I think that yeah, let me see which one I want to go to. Damn, I actually got two real good topics. But we'll touch them both briefly. Let's go with this one first. Let me get y'all takes on this video.
The relationship that black men have with their kids, the fucked up part about it is black men love their kids through the mama's eyes. If you love the mama, you're gonna love the kid. If you hate the mama, you might not really want to have a relationship with the kid because you hate the mama.
Are men out there who are having a difficult time bonding with children, with women that they didn't know in the first place and that they didn't love and respect and shouldn't have been having sex to begin with. Do not have babies with these men unless you are prepared yourself. Because even when a man falls out of love with you, if y'all were married or inside of a relationship, some of them are having a difficult time with still loving their children. That's on facts. It may not sound politically correct, may not make you feel all good and warm and fuzzy on the inside, but it doesn't make it any less true.
The relationship that black men...
What say you?
I took a shot when I heard her talk. I took a shot when I heard her talk. Go ahead, CJ Estrada. I took a shot when I heard her talk.
Yeah,
I'm like,
CJ.
To what the man said, SPS conference to get this out. Appreciate that. To what the man said, I know I said it earlier. If the man don't really care about the woman too much, there's a chance that he don't want to fuck with the kids. That's a thing. I've seen that. I remember I got on a homeboy. We ain't even homeboys no more, but when we was homeboys, I got on his ass about that. And he got his shit together at first, but then he dabbled back into the same bullshit again. I had to dead that.
Was he hurt? Was he hurt? Was he hurt by the female?
For sure.
Right.
That's
Like,
the
only way.
I ain't gonna lie. He was on his dumb shit, but you could tell he really fucked with her heavy though.
Yeah, he was hurt.
And
they don't think he goes hurt. And then some niggas be having female tendencies, but so I don't blame that man. But go ahead.
And she did a tit for tat. She did a tit for tat on him and messed around with somebody. He found out about it, and that just cracked that man's soul in half. And he basically was like, I don't want to deal with her or the kids. It was like, bro, you can't do that. Man. You got,
like you said, to your point, I think that the problem with a man having an attachment to his child based on the baby mama, how they get dangerous is if you don't fuck with her as a woman and you see she got some shit with her, you shouldn't be fucking her raw, bro. Or you should be grown enough to be able to pivot. Meaning, if you are gonna fuck her, and let's say a kid do come out of it, you gotta be able to separate her not being shit from you being a parent, because those are two different things. You just went from wearing a boyfriend hat to wearing a daddy hat, and you should be able to turn that shit off. And I think that how a man goes about interacting with his kids, I don't know if it's healthy to base that on how you rocking with the moms.
It's not healthy.
It ain't productive.
It's not healthy. But niggas is tender, son.
But there's dudes that gotta do it. There's guys that do it.
And do we blame them for being tender? No, because we understand the geometries of what's going on, right? We understand it.
Mm-hmm.
So we but guess what, ladies? You're gonna come across tender men. That don't make them less of a man. It just makes them a little bit more tender.
And see, this is sincere. Fuck raw and have a jump out strategy. The problem is y'all pull out game be weak. Respectfully,
my pull-out game is weak, but I'm not tender. I'm strong enough to know.
And I think that, again, to the point, like, if you are gonna be out here,
I'm dead ass, bro. That's what I'm saying. Like, these niggas can't do what niggas like me do. I'm nothing in that. Listen, but I'm not tender. So, like, for real.
But I'm gonna tell you, a lot of dudes are sexually deprived. So having unprotected sex is separate from them thinking about what happens if she get pregnant. Bro. And I think that as dudes, we gotta understand that we can't change it. And I'm not here to have a whole discussion about that's a whole nother part to where we know as dudes, the moment you hit her raw and eggs get fertilized, you lose a lot of your power in determining what the hell happens next.
Oh yeah.
Yes, and you gotta accept that.
Exactly.
It goes back to the other shit that niggas do. Mm-hmm. Like, you gotta relate that into the same shit that you accept doing life in prison for? The same shit that y'all so comfortable with doing life in prison for. The same, the soul shit that y'all comfortable with taking another man. You gotta accept that too. So how can you accept if you can't accept this? I know you can't accept that.
That part, and like you said, going back to being real right, because like the problem is like there are consequences to everything. And I think as men, once the seed has been fertilized, hopefully you did it with a woman that values your opinion enough the way y'all can make a decision together. But you can't bank on that always being the case. And so I'm not telling y'all what to or what not to do with y'all private parts. You feel me? We all adults here. Do what the fuck you will, but just be prepared for as a man.
Being a real nigga goes all the way around,
all the way around the board. That's a fact. That's a fact, bro. And I think that that's the part that men be missing. And so if you are with a woman that you don't even really like that for real, I wouldn't recommend trying to shoot that bitch club up, because if you don't like her now, you're going to hate her as the co-parent of your child for the next 18 years, at least.
If you can't deal with that time of hating somebody for 18 years, but still standing up tall, don't do it, nigga. Just like
there
don't
you
go through that crime, nigga.
Facts. And I think that's the part that we got to preach more of, man. Like, I'm not telling y'all, do what you will, man, but just know that most shit comes with a cost. And if you can't pay it up front, leave it the fuck alone, man. And I ain't even going, because that's a whole nother show I was thinking about doing. But, you know, I think that is the big problem with men and even women basing relationships with their children on how they feel with the person they had unprotected sex with. That shit is out the window, because the kid didn't ask to be here. They didn't know that y'all doing what y'all did was gonna have that effect. So I think that Sincere is funny as hell. He said it's like a person shooting the club up. This dude is hilarious, but
18 years minimum.
Dead ass. And again, it's only a prison sentence based on how you feel about the quote unquote crime.
Like, you do your time easy, you do it hard.
But even then, it ain't even time, because you creating legacy. You creating legacy,
I know
bro.
Niggas that go get locked up and they wild out. And they say my time was hard because I wilded out. And then I know niggas get locked up. My time was smooth because I learned something.
That's a fact.
So either way, it's up to you of how you
handle it. How you handling it, bro. And I think
it goes
that
back to what you saying.
Yeah, bro. Like, you gotta accept that this is the game we playing and shit. And again, you know, when you're dealing with women that got kids or you got kids, you gotta move around accordingly, bro. But you know, context is key, and you have to be honest with yourself with where you at and how the fuck you gonna move forward. But complaining about it or excusing it can't fly, bro, because it was something different when the laws were first getting enacted and you didn't know that, you know, let's say when the laws first get enacted for child support. I can see them men be like, hold on, what the fuck? Hold on, y'all gonna do what to me? We are 30, 40. The laws ain't changed in 50 years, so you can't plead ignorance. We all know what the hell happened.
Yeah.
You can't plead ignorance. Now, you might not like it, but you can't say you didn't know. Like, yo,
That's
bro, this is what the
move.
fuck it is.
Pleading
Facts.
ignorance is a coward move. That's a coward.
You fucking know, bro. You got to move around accordingly. I ain't going to get into the last video because it kind of, it's relevant, but not really. Let's get to one more, man.
I miss y'all, man. Please bear with me, son.
We cooking. You good, brother.
I'm on Don. Hey, yo, I went to the store. I said, yo, you got some Don Julio? The Spanish nigga said Don Julio. So look, Don Julio, SPS Podcast. We here.
Hey, we're looking for sponsorships.
Man, come on, man, because we gonna keep coming at y'all. We gonna keep coming at y'all.
That is some good liquor, by the way. I love it.
Yeah.
Let's get to this last video, man. We're gonna pop this off. Let's get to it, bro.
Whether or not to have children, it's a topic these young minds discuss and contemplate.
It's really concerning thinking about our futures and thinking about like the time that we do have left on this earth or whatever that looks like. I'm not sure if I personally would want to fit kids into that.
From climate concerns to politics to money, this college student says she's concerned enough about her own future.
If the trajectory of the world goes into a different direction, I'd be open to that.
Chamiko Afor says she knows her family might disagree.
They wouldn't like it. They would want to grow.
Not cool?
Yeah.
Experts say more and more millennials and especially Gen Z saying kids are something they are either unsure about or a hard no about. Matt Bedreau is a generational consultant. He zeroes in on Gen Z to explain.
There's about 40% that are citing that they wouldn't mind having kids, but they're watching the way millennial moms are struggling to balance motherhood and a career.
Kata Thomas is studying drama and filmmaking at NYU. I don't think I'm going to have kids or give birth, but I would be open to adopting. Her reasons? With climate change, I think having more kids or more than one kids may not be ethical for the planet in a sense. Also, I feel like there's always been a pressure on women or people who are female presenting to have children.
In this economy, money is something staring everyone in the face, and it's no secret kids are expensive.
Living is getting more expensive. I don't think I could really afford to have my own kids.
Wanting to be a parent versus whether or not it's practical seems to be a major consideration, according to experts. I'm Stephanie Bertini, Fox 5 News.
Where we at with it? What y'all thinking? Gen Z said, fuck this. They opting out this kids, bro.
Can I go, CJ? I'm gonna make it quick, CJ. Try to make it quick.
Go ahead.
Gen Z smart. That green hair girl is smart. And the reason why I'm gonna tell y'all and the rest of that's watching that pod is why she's smart. I came across an Indian dude that's my age, and they've been doing that in different cultures since day one. He told me that their country is so poor where if you check the stats, why everything look good in America, it ain't good. You feel what I'm saying? That his culture, his religion, his culture only save 2 kids. And we know China people to do that, and we always look down on China people for doing that. But they doing it for the right reason. So Gen Z, green hair, she's right.
That's a bar. That's a bar. I totally agree. I think that
she's right,
okay, now this is the good and the bad of that though, Bino. What then happens is I think we play right into what society is that we just become producing individuals that are out here busting our asses to pay for degrees, to pay for debt, and we're just literally living to exist to pay bills and dying.
But
so
now her main part that I fuck with her is she said she's willing to adopt.
Yeah, that was a bar. That was a bar.
Kids that raise your kids the right way.
True.
Then you have the heart to adopt.
But I think that this is
about raising kids in a generation better than what you know, then you have no problem going to adopt. But go ahead, bro.
That's a fact. And I think that, but now see, this is where it gets funny and why I thought it was a impactful last video is because if Gen Z has this mentality, what happens to all the women that have children? Let's say that there are men in college that think that way. That's like, yo, I don't want to have kids. They're too fucking expensive. Are these men going to be in the future getting with women that already have them?
Do you know the young niggas use condoms way more than us? And that's why the stats that you put up represent certain shit. Because do you know that we were the last fucking condom? Don't know these young niggas using condoms. You got them young niggas fucked up. See, these young niggas out here wilding, but these motherfuckers wearing condoms, son.
Mm-hmm. What do you think, CJ?
Shit. Me personally, I think if the Gen Z, the younger groups decide they don't want to have kids, they try to belittle or like lower the odds of them having kids, great. Because some of us can be financially stable, good to go, and even though we good, a part of us feel like, why I feel like it costs so much just to live, and that's not even counting the kids.
You gotta do way much more just to live. You absolutely right, bro.
And I'm gonna tell you, and I think that speaks to the step family shit because people are realizing this shit is tough by yourself. It is fucking expensive out here, bro. Like it is wild expensive, and you better have a backup plan or somebody that can help you get through this fucking life if you already have kids. And why I think step families become more of an option because guys and girls, we're losing that whole illusion of options and some of that privilege that you might have had when the economy was doing well, when everybody jobs, when you could get a $20 an hour job and still own a home and do what you had to do. You could be a little more picky, but now it's like, nigga, good luck with your one income unless you got 10, 11 side hustles. Like it's tough out this bitch. And I think that it's not an excuse, but again, like, yo, I think that everybody's waking up to if our economy doesn't change, and you do not have children, I can understand those that don't have children being more mindful. And I can also understand those that already have them getting together with other people that do. Because by yourself is not the play. So ladies, y'all got to come off some of them fucking standards for these dudes. And I'm not saying take no bums, but I'm saying y'all better be more open to creating creative situations and solutions to the fact that the economy ain't changing. Matter of fact, it's getting worse. So we got to be a
Worse.
lot more resourceful
Worse.
in how we deal with each other. You know what I'm saying? Because that standard shit, that shit sounds good in a perfect world. But when you
not
on your
getting no
standards and them bills keep coming and your ass is struggling, you better figure it the fuck out because they not stopping. You feel me? So I think that was
And
an
you better
excellent way to
stop
bring it full
letting-
circle.
You better stop letting the internet to tell you how to work it out because
Yep.
they're not on your side.
No.
They're not
No.
on your side, ladies. Hey, fellas, all this whole fucking bitch, ladies, all this whole fucking dude, yo, son, none of them are on our side, yo.
No. And the ones that tell you are married, the artists that we talking about now, they tell you this from married $1 million homes. They tell you
And
to
they
be
never
independent.
make a song again saying fuck a bitch once they find that woman.
Nope.
You never hear them again saying fuck a bitch. You hear them crying to a bitch.
Mm-hmm.
So you keep, cause that's who y'all influence is. It ain't
Yeah.
SBS. It
Nah,
ain't these
These
other
fucking rappers.
These rappers and these niggas rock y'all to sleep every time.
That's a fact. Because they know, and this is the thing that women have to understand with the music industry and industry in general. It is a proven fact that a single woman spends 3 to 4 times out of her budget than when she's in a relationship. You are a better consumer as a single woman. Let that marinate.
That's real.
You spend more as a single woman. Why? Because that dude, when you was ordering off Temu and you getting your outfit sent to you, y'all know the website. You heard me. Your Amazon and every week. Everybody knows. As soon as you get a dude, he gonna look. He gonna start maybe not say much, but he might raise the eyebrow. Like, all right, baby, now you know, goddamn, we got to be budgeting for whoop whoop whoop. It puts women in check, and I'm not saying that in a bad way, but when you have someone that depends on your income as well, everybody becomes more accountable. You become a little bit more responsible, which is why most of these industries are going to keep preaching to y'all to stay single because you spend more. You work longer. Sheen is definitely what it is. You feel me? Sheen, appreciate that sincere in the chat. Sheen is what the website I was looking for. But the problem is what you got to do, and again, let's keep it real. Half the reason why most women and men go out and wear large, like at the time you become a large consumer is because you're trying to attract the opposite sex anyway, whether you want to admit it or not. You doing all that shit to get chose. So once you get chose, you sit your ass down because you have no dire need to be attracted unwanted attention.
No more, yeah.
Yeah, like I'm already I won the game. I'm good.
Hey yo, that's even me. You spoke of me. Hey,
Yeah.
if I find the one, hey, I don't know.
Bino said them fits gonna look a little different when he got the old lady at the crib. You heard me?
Yeah, you
What?
feel me?
Straight up. You know what I
I gotta
mean?
keep it real. That's even me. What you said, don't disassociate yourself with well, you know what I'm saying? Y'all are special people. You feel what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Y'all niggas are special. I give both of y'all your flowers. You've been doing this with a lady since day one. This nigga done sneak in here, snuck away on this bitch. So now y'all put pressure on me. But that's why y'all my brothers. Cause now y'all put pressure. Cause now it's gonna be like my conversation might change.
Yeah,
so y'all
got
left me
to.
stranded. Y'all left me stranded.
Hey,
We'll talk
look,
about that on the
hey,
back chat. Hey, brother, we'll talk about that on the back chat. That ain't for the podcast.
Facts.
He said, y'all done left me
heard
stranded. I got words.
But guess what? I ain't mad or I'm hey, all right. You
It's
think I
all
ain't gonna be-
respect.
Yeah. You think
All
I ain't gonna be
Nah, he
with you?
feels the thing in his chest a little bit. Like, no, we gonna talk, nigga.
What I'm saying is, I'm gonna hold it down until it don't make sense no more.
That is a fact. I'm gonna get to
And I'll
these
be right with
comments.
y'all. Let's
Damn
go to the
right.
comments.
We're going to comments, then we're gonna give our final thoughts on this all, and then we're gonna wrap it up. Sincere said, Shamika is definitely a ghetto raised child according to the name that was chosen by her parents. That was hilarious.
That's wow.
That's crazy.
I ain't gonna
That's
lie, I
not
did look at
true.
that name. I was like, that
That's
shit off.
not true. Who said that?
Sincere. Yeah.
Sincere be wildin'. Tell
He
Sincere
do.
to come back up here, man. Sincere,
Yeah, he be wildin'.
yeah, that nigga be wildin', son.
Sneak said a part of me wants kids and a part of me doesn't want or doesn't with my career.
Yeah.
And I
we
think
should-
that's fair because, like you said, I mean, well, this is where it gets weird. I think that there are certain careers to where I think it makes sense for a woman to say that. With you being in the military, your time ain't your time. Your time is Uncle Sam time until it ain't Uncle Sam time. So I can understand a military woman saying like, yo, bro, like kids, I can't do that right now. Not that you can't, but it makes it so much more difficult because the demand on your time is so much more pressing than, let's say, someone that wants to work up the career ladder at a call center. Like that ain't even the same conversation. I think a lot of times people try to lump themselves into conversations that they're not entitled to. Like her moving up in the military career looks totally different from you moving up from Walmart greeter to cashier. Like everybody ain't focusing on their career because y'all just be capping.
CJ shit, but that's what CJ was saying since last year on Pods. Like CJ knew to court his lane. And see, the same thing that she just said and that you're bouncing off her is the same thing CJ been saying since last year, and that's why it works for him. And that's why I understand. And that's why flowers got to be presented.
That's
you feel what I'm saying? For real.
She was the one that I said that if I had to say a woman that actually checked all the boxes, but ultimately we couldn't lock that shit in was her.
Yeah, but you know how they give you hell for what you say. So by baby Sneak saying that, by baby Sneak saying that, maybe it's more accepted to understand by the women culture that watches us because you say the same thing she just said, but you catch hell.
You catch hell for it. But like you said, I think that that career shit, I do think it gets hairy. And again, everybody's situation is a little different. I don't even like using sometimes, and it depends. But this is one of those situations where there are very high demanding fields. But I do think, to her point, and just for general, I would tell everybody, careers, you'll die tomorrow and you will be replaced. That is a guaranteed fact. They will put up a job opening as soon as you get off. You know what I'm saying? As soon as you leave this earth, there will be someone training for your position before your body get cold.
And if you think he lying, imagine you running the business and a motherfucker fucking up money for you. What you gonna do?
Yeah. Like, bro, you gotta get the fuck up out of here. And so I think that you gotta kind of see where family is a priority to you and start it when it makes sense. And again, I like the fact that Sneak is saying I don't have a kid, but I like how CJ doing it with his situation. But guess what? CJ made room for her to step in and slide in to the point to where she don't. You feel me? Like she can put all her motherly love into CJ daughter, and it's all love, and that can satisfy her desire to be a mom without necessarily pushing one out. And I think that is one of the good things about this liberal society is that it has created creative options for people to get desired results without it being so old school and old fashioned. And I'm not putting her in your life, CJ.
You're trying to be a part of that percentage of the blended family. That's what you're saying.
I'm just saying. It sounds like
even if it don't work out, that don't mean it was bad.
I ain't moving to Germany. Germany.
Damn, Bino, we lost you.
I know. So you lost me?
No, you good now.
One second.
Even if it don't work out, that don't mean it was bad. It just means y'all both taking the healthy routes to make it work out. So if it don't work out, what's going to happen is it's not going to be bad. It's not going to be bad. Based on her comments, she going to be, they female.
She'll be around y'all figure
and
out
I know you.
Right person, wrong time. Hey, listen, Sneak, I'm going to tell you what it is. Right person, you just need to get another motherfucking passport stamp.
But
bring that ass back over here to the States.
Yeah,
you heard me.
We got to make sure what CJ is doing. What I realized, and I ain't realized this until this episode. I missed last one. But I realized even CJ is stern on what he say. You feel me? But CJ, he learned. He's adjusting. He's dealing with a woman in Germany that I know for a fact that we
are assuming that because we don't know their status. Bino, I'm be fair. I don't know whether they still kicking it, and I don't want to put.
But what I'm saying is, this is what I'm saying is. Even if it don't work out, I feel like she has the right mind enough,
of course,
to make it easy.
Yeah, y'all can figure out a way to make it work. Absolutely,
that's the first step that I give my flowers to CJ for.
Yep,
because to even allow her to speak, even if he don't agree with everything he said, don't like. What I do know is he's picked a girl that's mature enough to understand that.
That's a fact.
That's all I'm saying. I'm giving my nigga his flowers, bro, because that's why I wanted to say, even if it don't work out, this is an example for don't come to SPS to see if it works out or not, but come to see if it don't work out and how you supposed to handle that shit. Because if it works out,
we speak to both.
We speak to both.
We gonna speak to both.
We speak to both.
If it do it for it don't. What were you got on that, CJ?
That's all I'm saying.
I mean, I can't really give you nothing bad about her, for real. If I had to name 5 things, the first thing would have to be is that she was in the army. To be honest with you,
I know
because
you hard on these hoes.
I knew that because she was in the military. By the time me and her got to talking, she had already re-enlisted. She was already set and signed to go to Germany.
Yeah.
I learned that a month after talking to her.
Bro, do you
And
not
because-
remember? I remember you speaking of this. I ain't know who you were
Yeah,
talking
and I was like, even after a month of talking to
we
her,
finally put a
just the
face and name.
conversation was I knew like, hey, yo, you got a brain on you. And a big thing for me about her was, and I feel like other women should understand, is when you meet a guy that's like, I ain't gonna say like me, but a guy that's actually serious about trying to be with somebody, don't be on your goddamn phone. She it was times we would go somewhere, she had the phone in the car. She won't on that phone. You know how some girls,
She was present. She was present.
Present, mentally, physically present.
And see, you know
she's
why
talking, she's asking questions, she's interacting, eye contact. She's 5 foot, I'm 6'2", and she's still making eye contact and mentally involving herself with whatever the fuck going on.
So let me give an example to niggas who could never understand what you just said, because I'm one of them. I was at a time, you leave your car in the phone, like, what this tight take this bitch on? It be sneaky as fuck.
Mentality matters. You're right.
Mentality matters. So it matched out because you accepted it for that, where a nigga like me might accept it. And I could be wrong. That's why I love my brothers. You feel what I'm saying? Because I be a nigga that be like, and Strata know how much I call him. Strata, we be on back chats. I be like, man,
what the fuck going on? No, we going hell for real. But like you said, context matters, bro. And I think that sneak is
What
funny.
is that? It's like a cry? It's some flowers?
Yeah, and man, the right way, because you could have came across a nigga who didn't understand what CJ just said. You could have came across maybe sneaker. You feel what I'm saying? So it's like
Bino would have been on your top because that phone was in the car. Like, what the fuck you doing, man? Go get that phone. It better not bleep.
I ain't gonna
you
say
better
nothing.
get a notification. No, I'm fucking.
I don't say nothing. What I do is while she
you
saying,
make a note.
With an asterisk.
Hold on. Just in case. Somebody to backtrack that.
But I learned something for you, because when you in a place where you understand who you dealing with, you know how to accept it. And see, I just learned something from my brother, CJ, right there. Because me, being me, I'm be like, exclamation mark. Alright. You feel what I'm saying?
Why you ain't bring your phone? Like, what you
Because me being me, I think women want to see my phone all the time. So I'm gonna have my phone right in the counter front of your ass. So somebody, I got my shit saved a certain way and everything. You feel me? Where somebody call, I don't care what it say. It's in front of you.
That's true. That's a fact.
But I'm bouncing off what I did. You know what I'm saying? Like, so what
That's
CJ just said resonated to me, is what I'm saying. Like, to a
respect
point where that he was a man enough to be like, she's paying attention to me. And where my trauma, and I think you're right. And my trauma will be based off trauma. My trauma will be, all right, exclamation mark.
You got a little trigger.
We ain't perfect. You feel me?
Oh, that's true. Shout out the boss lady. She said, ain't no being picky nowadays. You get in where you can. That's a fact. Y'all better get it together out here.
You better be picky. That's the problem. Niggas wasn't picky back in the day.
Okay, we gotta get context. We gotta get context to her.
We gotta get context. I love
because what to timing what she said it when I was saying, listen, y'all, the world is getting more expensive. You have to be very creative with who you're trying to deal with. That's what she was speaking to.
Okay, I go for it. I go for it.
Because that's about around time of the fact strata. So I think that's when I went off on my little.
Okay. Yeah, I go for it.
So that makes sense.
That makes sense.
Like, who you trying to impress? Talking about, single people putting on the clothes and shit. You feel me? But that's all the comments we got so far. Fellas, bring us home. Bino, what you got? Conclusions. What are the solutions to all of the things we brought up this afternoon? What you got?
My conclusion is, and I based this off part 1 and part 2, because it's part 2. So when I caught up on part 1 that I missed, it goes back to what a lot of the panelists said. And so I'm gonna put it all in one whop. All in one whop is, hey, stop trying to skip the process. Make it a process. Understand, respect the process. So it goes from cleaning your house up before you try to walk out a new one. It goes from once you're in a new house, had a communication to see how your new house operates, because it might not operate like your old house. You know what I'm saying? So it's just like my solution is patience. I think Javonna said something about patience. Saudi said some key things. You, CJ said, yo,
Facts.
everything that we said is like I buckled up into one about everything we said. Feel me? Based on the situation, situational circumstances, right?
Yeah.
Respect the process. Go
That's
through
a
the
fact.
process, and if you go through the process correct way, an honest way, and if it don't work out, then it means it's not meant. And be okay with moving on and leaving some respect behind you, leaving some respect for the person behind you. Because if two parties respect the process, even if it don't work out, respect is left behind.
I respect it. That's real.
Right? So
That's
my
real.
solution is go through the process, y'all. Don't
Yeah.
let social media run you on how fast you should move. Don't let your significant other, based on their trauma, put you in positions to move fast, which you ain't want to move that fast. Find somebody who respect the process. That's it.
I like it. CJ, what you got? Solutions.
Damn, and that low key was kind of what I was about to say. But I guess to add on to that, if you dealing with somebody that's got kids, whether you got kids or not, don't force yourself into the kid's life. Allow that parent to kind of set the pace on when to do that. So don't force yourself into it. It's completely pointless. You're gonna stress yourself trying to do that. Like I think Sneeko put in the statement that it took 10 months. And it was about that. It was about 10 months before the first time she met my daughter. And it was only 2 times she met my daughter in person. And we know each other for 10 months. She video chatted her on and off when I was there, but it was only 2 times that they physically were around each other. And that was the time she let her do her hair and watch Minecraft, and the time we went out to eat before she left for Germany. But 10 months. So, and that was my pace. That's what I wanted. She didn't push it. She didn't force it. Nothing. So I think if the parent doesn't want you to see the kid yet, don't get upset about it. Don't get mad about that. Just keep doing you. Keep being yourself. Don't worry about that pace. If you doing your thing as a person, you showing that you got that. You being consistent. You're a good father, mother figure, whatever the case is. As long as you still good on your end, it'll happen. Don't rush
I
nothing.
like it. I'm gonna keep mine short and sweet. Y'all did your thing, man. Y'all covered all the points I was gonna say. Proactive boundaries, proper context to all parties involved, including the children, and being realistic about where you are and where you want to be and the best way to get there. That's all I got. But I appreciate you all, man. You know what I'm saying?
Best SPS podcast in the whole Eastern
Facts.
North Carolina.
You should have been up here. You know how many times you commented on our videos, bro, and you ain't
Yeah, so to answer the question about being on the pod, y'all listen. If you go on YouTube, make sure you like, comment, and subscribe. But after you do that, in all of the live chats, I make sure that I always pin the StreamYard link in there for a reason. If we're talking about something y'all want to get in on, y'all ain't got to stay on the whole time because that's what we do. We're going to carry the pod. So if y'all got something y'all hear and y'all want to respond to in real time, click on the link. You know what I'm saying? Pop in and out. You ain't got to be up here the whole time. Pop in and out, give your little feedback. Pop it out. Also, we're going to make sure that on our other social media platforms that we will start including the links in, so that way if y'all do see the show, don't be afraid to click the link, man, because again, we all just real people trying to figure it all out, and you know we're going to do it together.
Yo, CJ Chill, it's all love. It's all love.
She the only person that never types the word love. She puts a heart. Never types the word.
That's
I
funny.
mean, why waste your time, right?
You know what I mean?
For you, son. It's
Yeah.
perfect.
I knew that was her when I saw that.
She on some shit like, why waste your time? Like,
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? We ain't gonna waste the words. The heart emoji explains what I mean.
You know what I mean?
I'm gonna call you in the back chat. We about to talk in the back chat.
Yeah. We're going to take this convo offline.
Because you
But
gotta teach you something, bro. Because you that guy. And when I say you that guy, we all them guys. But son, listen.
yeah.
I'm sorry, Strata. Go ahead.
You good.
This shit SPS.
Yeah.
And,
Statistics, problem solutions. Like, comment, and subscribe.
And I just
You
want
hear
to give
me?
my flowers to everybody that ever came on SPS, everybody that supported Jerron. I'm one of the first supporters. CJ,
Respect.
one of the
Facts.
first supporters. We are a lot of, you know what I'm saying? And we to a point, I feel like we had an episode where I got to explain to y'all that this ain't random. I got to explain to y'all that Strata been trying to build a platform for years. I gotta explain to y'all that I got flyers that was never presented. That Strata came to me. You know what I'm saying? I feel like this is an episode to explain that. Then I gotta feel like y'all gotta know that we ain't just popped up with this shit last year.
No.
You feel what I'm saying? This is just shit that he's always been a genius. This is shit that he was a genius behind for years. It was always a nigga that always I can relate to and follow, because great leaders are great followers. You feel what I'm saying? And I'm talking about even in school, Strata, stop me when I'm wrong. Stop me when I'm capping.
Go off. That's real shit.
So I gotta explain to y'all that this been years in the making. We had different visions, different things that didn't work out, but 5 and 4 and 6 years later, we came to this, and we still doing it, and we're not gonna stop. And you're gonna miss out if you don't tune in. And
That's
once you miss out, and once we tapped in, we're not coming back.
No.
Everybody wants the podcast, but we're doing
Not
it.
everybody can pod.
There you go.
We're doing it, and
there you
not
go.
everybody can pod. This man come up with hours. We talk every day throughout the week. We come up with all types of content creation. Come up with ideas. We don't come to y'all random. We come to y'all with respect. We come to y'all type in, man. Like, listen.
So,
and we support what everybody else wants to do on their own.
That's a fact.
But guess
and
what?
something
We're
just as
creating
simple.
a platform in the 252 for this to be the start. So respect it now or miss out later.
And I'll say something to Bino's point. Even something as small as what y'all see, the questions scrolling at the bottom, the way you have the logo and that's not StreamYard. StreamYard doesn't do that. That's a personal thing. I have to come up with the questions, format them correctly, get it to where it only shows at the bottom third of the screen. Like, there's a lot of technical to this, and I'm not saying that y'all can't do it, but I am saying that there's a lot of work. We make it look effortless, but you know, it's a lot that goes into this, and I appreciate all the support, man. Like, and we're gonna keep it pushing, man. We just getting started. You heard me? But it's the SPS podcast, the Raw Bunch in particular. You heard me? Make sure y'all like, comment, subscribe, and we will see y'all next time, man. On out. Love, brothers.
We out.